Peace, starlings, for an elder is among us.
Ghastly. You weren't expecting the Ghastly. You never even rolled once. You did not plan for it. Not once did you consider that I was going to hit you with the Ghastly right at the start of the stream. Anyway, Flynn's freaking out under my desk. Hey, everyone. How's it going? I've got a Ghastly. Oh. So Flynn is now laying down on the foot pedal. Like, literally, he's on... Like, he has laid down with one of his legs consistently pressing the button that switches to this screen. So he is currently the poltergeist, if you will. Let's go ahead and give the dog a treat. Yeah. He even conveniently put it to the right scene for me to be able to give him the treat. That's clearly what he was doing. Okay, bud, let's get you a treat. Come on. I regret to inform you, I don't have fun socks on today. They're just gray, so sorry about that. But here's a treat that'll make it all better. Okay. We've done our civic duty, all right, of giving the boy a treat. Give him a treato. Let's see who's here. I need to catch up. I saw that Names Bond is now an elder. Congratulations. First of all. Second of all, hello. Third of all, sup. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jada Cake. Welcome back. Hello to, we've got, oh my God, everybody's here. What the hell? Why are you all here? What do you do? He sniffed the camera. Anyway, thanks for everybody being here. I appreciate that. Okay-ish, hello, fun, predictable, overreacting, Tree Fox, Real Crazy Sanity, Sammy Marie, Kenzie Duck Moo, Austin James, more people, Pedro the Duck, Tree Fox, did I say you already? Hello, everybody. Hello, Synth Rem, I'm so sorry. Oh, I fucked up. Oh. Chaos. Just pure chaos, including my inability to frame it properly. Okay. So, oh, we froze. Nope. We partying. It is solidly party time. It is solidly party time. Oh, gotta lick the paws real quick. Nope, back to kicking. So when I got this dog, I didn't think about the impacts of getting all like the fully upgraded package, right? I got the kicky feet package, right? I got the bitey mouth package. I also got the wagtail upgrade and the sneezy boy upgrade. And so this is what happens when you do all of those. It's a lot. Just be sure you know what you're getting into before you spring for the highest tier trim when you go to the dog dealership, you know? Look at that butt. What do you do? Are you just showing off to the world? Oh, Grace wants me to hydrate. Hello, also. We have a hydrate sound now. When you redeem hydrate, there's a sound for that now. There's also a new sound redeemable. It's an exercise for the reader to discover the new sound redeemable and spam it because it's very good. Buddy, I got a Pomsky. Mine's demonic and defective. Coco Village. Coco Village. I felt like a crazy person when I was recording that because I was just sitting here in a room by myself trying to get the right take. So I was just sitting here for like 5 minutes just going Coco Village just by myself in a room, and I'm like, this is my job. Coco Village. Yeah. I'm glad I did it though, because I got the good take. Coco Village. Oh, very good. We love vocal stimming. What is that from? It's from One Piece, but specifically the Netflix live adaptation One Piece. The guy that plays Arlong, who's like the sort of overarching villain of the first season, that's how he says, there's a place called Coco Village, and that's how he says it. Like whenever he says Coco Village, he's like, Coco Village. And it's so good. I love it so much. It just lives in my head rent free. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing this morning? I'm doing warmer than expected, faster than expected. When I got out here, it was cold. And I put on the fingerless gloves, and now I'm like already starting to overheat. So give me a quick second. We are in this dumbass intermittent season between way too cold and way too hot here. And I'm gonna be doing this for the next few streams probably. I don't know.
Rebellion propaganda to me.
I don't know what to do about it. Cause like it'll be 70 midday and then like 20 at night. What am I supposed to do? Have the heat on? Have the air on? Like I don't have, like, as somebody somebody rightfully pointed out in my YouTube comments, and it was one of the nicest comments I've ever received, because it was a comment about how, like, the comment said something along the lines of, this man is standing in a room by himself that doesn't even have central air conditioning and is still making great content. And I was like, that is a wonderful comment. Thank you for the compliment. But the specific call out of this room doesn't have central AC was, it took me aback, because they're right. But also it means that, like, I never know what my studio is going to be like when I walk into it in the morning. It could either be 2 degrees Kelvin or the surface of the sun, or the core of the sun, depending on which you prefer. History lesson incoming? Uh-oh. Wait, central AC? History lesson? What? Wait a minute. What? History lesson on what? Crazy Sanity says the alarm for the stream woke me up from a god-awful nightmare, so I'm glad stream was today. Well, that's what I'm here for. My stream schedule is monitored, I monitor your nightmares, and whenever I detect that one's just getting a little too intense, that's when I go live. So if you ever want to know when I'm going live next, just have a nightmare, and you'll summon me. I also sometimes fuck up, and my stream just gets projected directly into your dream. So if you ever have a dream and it feels like you're just watching a Twitch stream of mine, sorry about that. That's my bad. The technology's a little wacky, and sometimes it just messes up. Why most apartments don't have modern AC or heat? This is not an apartment, but but that still makes sense. I mean, like, most of the apartments I've been in, or I've lived in, have had like an in-unit mini central AC thing. Like, they've been small enough that there's just like one unit that can kind of like have 2 or 3 vents into a couple different rooms, and that's good enough. But yeah, sounds like fun. What? Jumping into people's dreams? I've been booped would be a great audio redeem too. We need some like audio redeems of me saying things that Flynn reacts to, and I would love to have those. But then I'd have to deal with Flynn reacting to all those, and when he gets really excited, he does not back down. So although, ooh, he's investigating him's bed right now. He's like, this seems cozy, and there's a weapon of war on it. My goodness. What do you? That's an electrical cable. Why are you sniffing electricity? Can't smell that good. Dev is my sleep paralysis demon. I aspire to be anyone's sleep paralysis demon. He's back under the table. He's back under the desk. Very well may change our scene unexpectedly again, buddy. That's my footrest thingy. Okay, it says, I'm a Florida girly. I could not live without central AC here. I feel you. Like, I mean, I grew up with central AC, and I remember when I was like house hunting, one of my hard requirements was central AC. And in the region that I live, it's not a requirement. Like, people need AC here, but it doesn't need to be like a super powered central AC. Like, a lot of people just do window units, and that's perfectly fine. But I never really knew what it was like to have window units, and I just assumed that if you didn't have central AC, then you essentially didn't have AC. Not the case. Window units kind of slap. And if you have the house for it, like if you have the layout for it, they can be really, really effective. And they can be removed when you don't need them, which is kind of sick. And you don't have to have a dedicated utility closet to house all the stuff, and they don't just suddenly cause massive leaks like mine did. Okay, story time. I have a 2-zone HVAC house. We're getting right into the stuff that you are all here for. I'm going to tell you about the heating and ventilation systems in my house, which is why you're here. I've got a 2-zone HVAC system in my house. It's because my house is an old brick colonial. I almost said that I've got a brick millennial house. I guess that makes me a bricked up millennial. So I have a brick colonial house, and that just means that there are too many floors in my house. They're not huge floors; they're just stacked on top of each other. And so I've got cumulatively 4 floors. The attic has been like converted into a pseudo bedroom. The basement is mostly finished and is like my entertainment space. And then otherwise middle floor is kitchen, upstairs is bedroom. So there are 4 floors, and it's just like a single heating system wouldn't take care of all of that. So there's an upstairs unit that does the top 2 floors, and then a basement unit that does the bottom 2 floors. The upstairs unit is installed in like this really shitty spot in the attic in a crawl space that is hard to get to and hard to maneuver and very hard to access parts of the system that are not directly in the little access hole because it's so cramped. And so for a while, there was a problem with that unit where it would just generate tons of overflow water and it wasn't draining properly. And so it was draining out of like the cooling system would create a ton of water that wasn't going into the drainage system. So it would drain out of the unit into the emergency overflow pan that sits underneath an HVAC unit. For those who are not intimately familiar with HVAC systems, there's like a big box, and then it sits on top of a drip pan to catch any water that might drop down because it creates a bunch of condensation. So it was overflowing out of the machine into the drip pan, and the drip pan also was misaligned. So this system was not properly draining its own thing, and the overflow system was also not properly draining. So it just was pouring water into my attic. Long story short, the attic HVAC system was just pouring water into my attic. And the way that I found out was because one day I'm sitting in my bedroom and I hear drip, drip, drip. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh God, what the hell is this? And I follow my ears to the source of the sound. And hilariously, and I guess luckily to some degree, the water followed its path and or followed the path of least resistance or whatever, which happened to find its way to a light fixture in my shower. And so water was dripping out of the shower light fixture, like the light that is over the shower. It was dripping out of the light fixture into my shower, which thankfully it was draining into the shower, so it just drained. But there was water coming out of my light fixture. Not the love, laugh, toaster bath. Yeah, so terrifying. I call out like several HVAC boys, right? I call 1-800-HVAC boys, and they come out and they look at the system and they're like, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why it's leaking. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's a massive pool of water in the overflow drip pan. You are a literal HVAC boy. What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with it. So I call another HVAC boy, and he comes out and he's like, well, I can fix it, but it's really difficult. We'll need to get a team out here. We'll need to schedule a whole thing. It's going to cost like thousands of dollars or whatever. I'm like, what? There's no way. Come on. So then I got really lucky because there was this small global pandemic called COVID-19, which was a great thing for me, right? So COVID hits, and I got really lucky for that because during COVID, there were a bunch of corporations and companies and people who lost a lot of their livelihood, and it was really, really tragic, and a lot of people were struggling. And to try to make some more money, there were companies that were expanding their sort of offerings, right? So I was benefiting from people's misery because there was a commercial HVAC group that started doing residential visits. And I call up this commercial HVAC group, and they come out to my house, and in like, hello, Fanakari. How's it going? Welcome in. Hello to the Raiders. So I call up this commercial HVAC company. They come to my house, and within an hour, they have it fixed, and it has not had a problem since 2020. So it's been 5 years of having been fixed in less than an hour, and they charged me like $30. You want to know what they did? They put a freaking level on it to see that it was off level, and then they just shimmied it up and put a wedge underneath to make it level. And that was the fix. So I went through like 6 HVAC companies, all of whom quoted me like thousands of dollars and weeks of work, potentially replacing the entire system, doing all this shit. And then I finally call out some people who like actually work in the industry, like doing difficult installations. And they're like, this is like the easiest job we've had in months. Anyway, thanks COVID, is the point. Because of COVID, I now have a working HVAC system. And that's my story. Hello Fun says, hey, doing well, just ended my stream, so I have to go get ready for chaos. Sorry for the raid and run. Well, no problem, I understand. I know that life. Trust me. Take care of yourself. Local Celebrity says, this aligns with most of my experience as a homeowner. Most of my experience as a homeowner calling contractors is the contractor comes out, insults his wife, and then waits for me to laugh at his joke insulting his wife, and I don't. And then it's just awkward. So I tend to not deal with contractors if I don't have to. Oh man. Actually, the last time I had contractors over, it was because there were birds in my attic. Birds had found their way into my attic, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I called a contractor to come out and like basically search the roof and patch it up. And they get up there, and this guy shouts down to me. He's like, hey, when's the last time you got your roof replaced? I'm like, oh God, oh no. Like, he's gonna be like, I need to get a new roof. Like, it's gonna cost so much money. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think it was like replaced before I bought the house. And he goes, it's really nice. This is a nice roof. And I'm like, okay, good. Polar opposite of where I thought we were going with this. He was like, this is a great roof. I do roofing as my other job. This is wonderful. So apparently I've got a good roof. What can I say? Harold Butler says, does this mean if I become a contractor, I get a wife? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If you enter into the trades, you get a wife. I was thinking about this recently, actually. It's gonna be really funny whenever we when we finish successfully automating all parts of office jobs, we're just gonna return en masse to trades. And like everyone's just gonna have a practical skill, which is genuinely probably pretty good. Like if we could replace all office workers with people who have like practical, real life, tangible skill sets, we'd probably be in a much better place right now rather than having an entire country built on unrealized equity. Is shaking ass a practical skill? Yes. 100%. Sex work is work. Like, that is among the most documented and storied examples of actual work throughout human history. I cannot think of a trade that has lasted longer, that has like meant more to society. Oh, I meant just like in the grocery store. I mean, you can do that on your own volition. I don't know if that's a trade. Like a trade usually involves getting paid or compensating in some kind of way. Wait, y'all are getting paid? Bro, if anyone has ever lived in a trailer park, they know all about neighborly trading. It's fun, predictable. Yeah, so I remember going to a... hello, 80 Day Pixels, what's up? I remember going to a pretty rural community that I was mind blown. They had a whole bunch of like really, really regressive politics going on, right? It was a very rural community and they had a lot of stuff like, you know, vote for this regressive ass politician. And then they have like all of those socialist imaginable things just as a part of their neighborhood. Like they had one of those like trust-based farm share stands just like along the road in the middle of the neighborhood where it's like people just brought produce or eggs or whatever, and it was just like, take what you need, and if you feel like leaving some money or something, leave some money. And like, that is the most, like, you know, those dang blue-haired liberals in the cities, like, that's what they do. Y'all are the same people. It's just that you just have been told to hate each other. Deepwater says, let's start a trading post in Discord. I considered that as a channel in the Astral Campgrounds Discord. I like the idea a lot, and I would love to see it happen. I don't know what legal stuff I would have to do to cover my ass as the owner of the server. I already have to do a lot of backflips to allow having minors in the server at all. So I'm not entirely sure what we can do there. Hello, Glorky Uwu. Sorry, Glorky Uwu. Welcome in. Wired reported Discord looking at an IPO soon. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I used to work at Discord for a little bit less than a year because I went insane. Before I worked at S tier Uwu, thank you. I try hard. I commit to the bit. Before I was at Discord, I was working at a financial technology company, and that broke my soul. And so I was like, I need to go work at a company whose product I actually care about. And so I applied for a job at Discord. I got the job. They wanted me to, when they found out where I was working before, when they found out that I was working in financial technology, they're like, oh, perfect. We're going to put you on our financial technology team. And I'm like, no, stop that. And so ultimately I got them to put me on their like added value for Nitro team. So like I was on the team that was supposed to be, that was me, not you. I was on the team that was supposed to be building features that would make Nitro more worth it. I made super reactions. I'm so sorry. It wasn't it was not what I wanted. It wasn't what I wanted to make. It wasn't even my idea. I tried every single step of the way to suggest other ideas and change how it would work. And actively, the product manager ignored all of my ideas and told me, don't worry, you're a valued member of this team, but we're not going to do that. And then that product manager got fired because it was such a bad product. So, yeah. It was supposed to be, or rather the idea was, okay, what if we could just like have some fun animations associated with emoji reactions? That's not a bad idea at its core. But what this guy wanted to do, the system that he wanted to build for super reactions in Discord, was a currency-based system where you got a certain number of credits per week to use super reactions within Discord. And you would have to either get Nitro, and different levels of Nitro would give you different amounts of credits per week to use a super reaction. Or you could then, once you run out of credits, you could purchase more credits. He wanted it to be like an endless well, like, you know, whales who wanted to buy more super reactions could buy as many super reactions as they wanted. And the entire time I'm just like, this is not how anyone does anything on Discord. This is not what they want. This is not how people think about it. What the fuck? And he wanted it to be 5. He wanted the highest amount of super reactions per week to be 5, unless you purchase more. So per week, five times a week, you would be able to click a button to see an emoji do a little animation. And so I was constantly trying to suggest alternatives. What if when it was just a little effect that played when people were rapidly responding with a given emoji, right? Like if everybody was responding to a post with a given emoji and it was like happening fast enough, it would then like trigger an animation and it'd be all fun. It would like give the message that got triggered a like special effect or something. Or what if it had to have a currency system? What if it meant so that like whenever you used a super reaction on someone's message, it gave them a credit, so that it became sort of like a super reaction economy and people were just passing them around? Like that could be a little mini game that some people thought was kind of fun. What if instead of it being a credit-based system, it was just like on a cooldown? You know, like once an hour, once a day, once every 6 hours, you could use your super reaction that would like do whatever. Anything, literally anything than what we actually built. They have since scrapped, like I built the currency system and they scrapped that, and it's just a alternate button for reactions if you have Nitro now. Like, okay. It was a mess. Ultimately, I just realized that I was still working at a tech company that had all the same problems as the other tech companies I was working at. And I got out. I couldn't do it. I just could not stay in tech any longer. I was losing it.
Beef.
I did beef it. Thank you, Alex. Did this person work for a dating app? No, he worked at Tesla. He was a Musk stan. Can you believe it? I was thinking about this morning, actually. He once was like, as I was talking about how much I fucking hated Elon Musk, I was already talking about how much I hated Elon Musk, and he was like, "Oh man, I know some stories that would make your head spin. I got some stories that you would really hate him." I'm like, "No thanks. I already think the world would be better if he was dead. That like you don't need to tell me a story." And he was like, but like he really wanted to like impress me with his insider knowledge of Musk, but like I already want Musk to be a dead man. So like I don't know. You're not gonna make me hate him more. I already know that he's like the most fucked up dude on this planet right now. Like this makes 2 for 2 people I've heard that worked at Discord and hated it. So I don't want to say that I hated Discord. I really liked the people that I was working with, aside from the PM. I've very rarely worked with good PMs. I have worked with good product managers, but it's rare. And Discord, I will say, more than any other tech company that I've been at, actually gives a shit about not fucking over your privacy. Now, they are still a for-profit, likely soon to be publicly traded company in America. And so they will comply with the Fed. They will comply with the US government. They will comply with law enforcement. So never rely on Discord for critical organization, for sensitive discussion. Do not rely on Discord for that. But for organizing in a community, for sharing memes, for whatever, it's great for that. And they actually, at least as of now, and as of when I worked there, they actually give a shit to not sell your data. The head of Discord.
Hey, someone gifted subscriptions. Thank you.
Real Crazy Sanity with 2 gifted subs. Thank you. Congrats to those who got them. Excuse me. Back. The CEO of Discord, Jason, he strongly maintains that Discord will not make money by selling ads based on your information. Discord's only revenue are partnerships and Nitro. Nitro is not a particularly good value because Discord's main revenue stream is just good faith subscriptions from users, which is how software should be supported if it's going to be supported like this. Like, Discord is a ridiculously complex and expensive system to host, and most people are not paying for it and getting a ton of value out of it, which is fine, but the goal is people who can afford Nitro get Nitro, mostly because it gives a little bit of benefits and also because it's a good platform. And so because of that, they don't sell ads. You might have noticed that they started doing things where it like pops up a thing where it's like, check out the shop for new Fortnite stuff, or like, here's this quest thing. Those are, I guess they're technically ads, but they're not targeted ads. They're just collaborations and like sponsored collaborations with media companies that just pop to everybody. So instead of like creating an ad profile and selling ads to the highest bidder and selling all of your information for profit, they're just saying like, hey, EA, or maybe literally anybody but EA, we will feature you in some pop-up in Discord or something in the shop for this amount of money. And those are the kind of contracts and partnerships that they try to do now to supplement the Nitro income, because they don't make enough money off of Nitro. So of the tech companies that I've worked at, Discord cares more. It's just that they are a tech company that has existed for more than a few years and therefore are being taken over by people who are trying to get profit out of it rather than people who are driven by a specific vision or goal. Like while I was there, they brought on a bunch of executives from Meta who were like, hey, we're going to focus all of our efforts on attracting Gen Z girls to Discord, because we looked at the metrics and we saw that there is a big gap with Gen Z girls in Discord usage. They're all using iMessage per our market research. So we want to get them off of iMessage and onto Discord. That's our plan. And to do that, given that we don't have unlimited resources, we're going to spin down the team that works on community features and focus them on redesigning Discord to attract Gen Z girls. That is why that whack-ass redesign kept happening. Like that weird UI redesign that like kind of like kept coming and going, and like no one liked it, and they were like undid it and then like changed some stuff. It's because they were trying to make it feel more like iMessage to attract people who are just casually DMing each other, which is not what Discord is for. So they brought in a bunch of executives who don't understand the community, who looked at a bunch of data, didn't understand what it meant or why it was happening, and then made a decision that made no fucking sense and ultimately wasted a ton of money. It is so infuriating how often that scene plays out. That is just the tech sector to a T, is just misinterpreting stats because numbers are the only things that matter, because that's all that's all I can ever think about is numbers. It's never, how can we extrapolate what these numbers mean such that we can make the best tweaks to our product and support our community? It's how can I convince people that these numbers mean we need to do something so I can get paid a lot and be considered an important person? Yeah, Miss Cake says, stop blindly following market research. Yeah, oh my God. It's not helpful. It doesn't help to look at a single freaking chart and be like, oh, well, there's a gap here. My expert opinion says that we should focus on that gap. But the problem is every tech company is trying to optimize for monthly active users, because that's how they can then turn to their investors and say, look, we're still growing. And if their monthly active users stop growing like Discord's was doing, then they start freaking out and they try to figure out how to get more users. Because infinite growth is the name of the game in Silicon Valley. If you are showing nonstop growth, you will get tons and tons and tons of money. And the second you stop showing nonstop growth, you are abandoned. The numbers, Alex, what do they mean? Too many people have MBAs that need to prove are useful. I just hate... I cannot stand having been a technology boy working in the technology boy field for as long as I was, like 15 plus years working in user-centric app development. And as long into my tenure in tech as like 14 years, I'd still had product managers like that one basically saying, that's nice. We're going to ignore all of your input and do something else entirely. And then it always went bad. Like, they always fucking ignored me, and it always didn't work out. And it's so obnoxious. I'd be like, hey, y'all, I know you really want to, like, immediately go from, this product launch that we just did to the next thing. But we made a bunch of cuts to the features of the product before this launch. We need to go back and actually build out those features and make it stable. And they're like, nah, we don't have the time for that. We have to hit the ground running and get started because we have this marketing moment coming up, and we have to be able to blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, fuck, I'm done. I can't do this. Okay, it says, one of my favorite scenes from The West Wing is the researcher talking about how numbers lie all the time. You have to know how to put it in perspective of the company's long-term goals. Companies don't have long-term goals anymore. Like, they straight up just do not have long-term goals. The only thing that they're optimizing for is quarterly returns. Not even quarterly sometimes. They live in that current week and want to be the ones that are in the news that week. There's no notion of a long-term strategy anymore. Six Sigma had a 10% hit rate, so now Agile is the new buzzword. God damn it. Oh, God, Agile. Hello, Hurricane Gonzalez. That's a wonderful name. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, oh my God. Agile, for those who are not aware, let me pull this up actually. Agile software development is it's a whole thing. Oh, hi Flynn. It's a whole thing. Everybody say hi, Stream Vault. Everybody say hi to the Stream Vault. We're in the Stream Vault now. So if I go here and I search Agile Manifesto, right? So there's this website. This is the Manifesto for Agile Software Development. Welcome to my stream where I am talking to you about the Agile Software Development Manifesto. This page has broken the minds of so many software developers. It is likely to blame for where we are as a country right now. So, you know all that move fast and break things stuff? It's kind of from this, sort of. So this is, I'll just go ahead and read what's on the screen. The Manifesto for Agile Software Development. We are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. Through this work, we have come to value individuals and interactions over process and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. That is, while there is value in items on the right, we value the items on the left more. And so this is essentially a statement of like, this is how software development should work. And what this extrapolates to is an entire subfield in the tech sector of trying to optimize software development for this. They're called Scrum or Agile directors or Scrum masters or Scrum directors. There's a whole like consultant layer of hell that charge companies money to come in and optimize their software development process to follow agile software development. Agile software development basically just means build things quickly, launch as quickly as you can, iterate, basically fuck quality assurance, and otherwise, like, every once in a while, like, check in and make sure that things are going okay. So there are a bunch of different ways to do software development. There's like the waterfall method. There's the cyclone method, I think it's called, where like you have basically different approaches to the steps in the process. The waterfall method, for example, it says that like, you know, there are discrete moments along software development. So like, you know, conceptualization and then like planning and then building the demo and then building the full thing and then quality assurance and then shipping, right? Like that's 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. It's a waterfall. Agile basically says like, fuck everything. Everything kind of happens in whatever order and who gives a shit. And the only thing that we really care about right now is shipping. And so this has been boiled down. It has some nuggets of like, okay, that makes sense, right? Like it's not a completely insane concept. It's not off the walls, but people have taken this page, like this web page is essentially a religious document in the tech community. And people have taken this like concept of agile development and they want to apply it to everything. I had a product manager at a tech company show me his, this is not a joke, brace yourself, please brace yourself. I had a product manager at a tech company gleefully show me his dating Jira page. He turned dating into agile development. He made a ticketing system with to-do items, with a card for each girl in different statuses, so that he could see the progress and where things were with different women, so that he could optimize for agile development with regards to his dating. And that is what I'm talking about when I talk about like it breaking people's brains. So like, look, agile software development as a concept is basically just saying, hey, build some stuff, see how it goes, optimize as you need to, just like take a human approach to making things. But the problem is when you say take a human approach to making things and then you try to apply that to an actual like for-profit business with people who are just trying to optimize numbers for returns for investors, those are completely incongruent. And so all this has done is sparked a essentially cult of MBA tech bros who are all trying to out-optimize each other. And then we end up with Elon Musk with a chainsaw in the White House. That whole move fast and break things thing that like Silicon Valley loves to talk about, that they kind of have swept under the rug because they broke too many fucking things, like Myanmar.
That's right.
Like when Facebook broke Myanmar, the country. Like they moved a little too fast and caused a genocide. Facebook, Myanmar, genocide. Facebook's system promoted violence against Rohingya. Yeah, I should really learn how to pronounce that. Meta owes reparations. Yeah, like this was a thing. Like this was a thing. Essentially, Facebook like swept into Myanmar and gave them all a bunch of like free internet access to Facebook, and then curated wildly nationalistic propaganda that sparked an uprising and a genocide. So that's what happens when you move fast and break things for too goddamn long. How'd you get a browser in Obsidian again? Yeah, so if you have Obsidian, hello, Clamped Ren, welcome in. If you just have Obsidian, it's just a core plugin. It's built into Obsidian now. So if you go to the core plugins list and go down to Web Viewer, it's just down here. You just toggle it on. That's it. Obsidian's got a full ass web browser in it now. You can go to your favorite websites like Endeavorance.camp. What a website! It's a good website. Or you can look at even better stuff like this website. What a good website. Ada Scout says you're my core plugin. Oh no. There's an audio recorder. Yeah. So okay, y'all, Obsidian is great, and y'all need to use Obsidian. There's audio recorder. You can do slideshows with it. Daily notes for journaling. You can. The graph view is always fun. Publish. It has you can publish stuff to a website. Like you can make a website using Obsidian and just publish an Obsidian vault as a website. Yeah, they've got their built-in sync, the web viewer, all sorts of stuff. Workspaces is fun too. If you don't use Workspaces, you should definitely check it out. It lets you save preset layouts in your Obsidian vault as like a workspace. So if you've got, let's say you're working on a tabletop campaign, and you've got like your working draft and a bunch of reference information up, you can save that so that if you like close out of Obsidian or do something else, you can bring that exact workspace right back up. It's pretty great. Does Obsidian have version control or a plugin for it, I guess? So, couple answers. One, there's a Git plugin, so yes. If you want a very straightforward version control thing for Obsidian, there's a very widely loved Git plugin. Obsidian's built-in sync system, which is paid. It's Obsidian is free except the sync and publish are paid services, paid add-ons. If you use their built-in sync, they have a file revision system built into that, so you're able to go back and see previous revisions of files for like, I forget how long. I think a few years. So, yep. Can Obsidian be used as an alternative to Scrivener? The license to use Scrivener is expensive and an alternative would be great. Yes, there is a very, very good plugin from a developer that I personally know called Longform. So Longform, oh damn, it's got 89,000 installs now. Longform it's specifically a plugin for Obsidian that this developer built to be able to use Obsidian instead of Scrivener, because they're a developer and an author and wanted to be able to not have to rely on Scrivener anymore and just have everything be in Obsidian. So Longform is a plugin for Obsidian. It's completely free, and you can create basically projects that have chapters and like an export strategy, which is cool. So you can say like, I want when I'm done with my draft, I want to like export it as a PDF or whatever. You can like configure how it actually puts together all of your individual documents into one manuscript and exports it as a PDF. You can say like, style each chapter heading this way and like get rid of any striked out words. Like you can use like strike through to make edits or whatever, and you can tell long form to remove any striked text when it goes to export, stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. There's a lot of features, and yeah, is good. Obsidian is great, and I need to talk more about Obsidian and maybe partner with them if I can. I don't know how you partner with free software, but I don't know. Perfect, thank you. I'll check it out ASAP. Yeah, absolutely. And for anybody who is in my Discord / if you're not in my Discord yet, what are you doing? Here's my Discord link. There is an Obsidian channel in Discord that plenty of people in Discord plenty of people in my Discord and also me personally are frequently in the Obsidian channel. So if you've got any questions, if you want to know if there's a plugin that exists or what have you, that's a great place to go get some help from people that you know you can trust. That said, there's also a very good Obsidian Discord, the Obsidian Members Group, which shortens to OMG. Their Discord is phenomenal. The developers of the app chill in there all the time. They make all their product announcements in there. It's a huge community of people who want to help each other do cool stuff. So it's very, very, very good. It's a thriving community, and I'm really happy that it exists. Attain says, I've never been in a Discord in my life. Of course. Anyway. Oh, I had a link that I want. Can I devastate you all? Do you mind if I just devastate you? Yeah? We good? Can I just break your heart? Can I absolutely ruin you? I've got this link here. It says lovebirds. Right? So I was talking this morning to somebody about how I want to get a bird and name it something funny. And so I was like, I guess I could get like lovebirds or something. So I did some research about lovebirds. And I found this. Lovebirds. We're gonna read this together. Lovebirds. Good as pets, the pros and cons. So this here is Gregory. Okay. This is Gregory. Everybody say hi, Gregory. Hi, Gregory. Everybody, we love Gregory here. Yeah? Can we get some love for Gregory? Meet Gregory, the lovebird. It was close to Mother's Day 2011, a typical day. Exhausted, I made my way into the front door where my youngest daughter made me close my eyes. That's how I met Gregory. You got me a bird, I howled with surprise. And there he was, all regal and colorful. Gregory is a peach-faced lovebird. He will always be small and has a life expectancy of 20 years. Lovebirds are really small parrots. Gregory's breed might talk, but they are better at learning tricks. Ask Gregory, can he open his own cage door and play basketball? He gets my attention by mimicking kiss sounds that I make at him. It's a true lovebird affair. So it goes on to talk about the pros and cons of lovebirds. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. Pros. Lovebirds are very friendly and have great personalities. They love being in close contact with people. They are extremely entertaining and are fairly easy to take care of compared to other pets. Gregory follows me all over the house and even waits outside in the bathroom for me. Any chance he has, he's crawling up my clothing to be near my face. Gregory was hand raised by his former owner, so he is particularly tame and will sit on me for long periods of time. He loves to be involved, even shredding paper with his beak while I clip coupons. As I mentioned before, he has mastered basketball and all other toys in his cage. Cons. Lovebirds can be biters. They can be noisy, and they do need attention. Do you want a quiet bird? Good luck. Lovebirds love to communicate, and sometimes it's high-pitched. If Gregory is by my ear, his noise can be piercing. He likes to sing along with the TV and music, and we have grown accustomed to him chiming in. Gregory is also a nipper, which means it can inflict a painful bite. We have learned how to handle him, so he does not bite us, but on occasion, he gets my earlobe or finger, and then it's back to his cage for a timeout. How to care for a lovebird, do all the good stuff. All in all, I never really considered a bird as a pet. I thought perhaps they would be boring and dull, but Gregory is interesting, curious, affectionate, and interacts with us daily. He has been a wonderful addition to our family. In January 2017, Gregory was found dead in his cage. He showed no signs of illness. I was deeply distressed. He was 5 years old. I buried Gregory under my wild bird feeder where his wild friends have gathered. I've yet to talk myself into another bird as Gregory was one of a kind. Sincerely, Carla J. Bear, 2017. That's rough, buddy. You dingus. Beef. Gregory. Beef. Gregory, I'm so sorry. Gregory. In memory of the bestest bird. Oh, Gregory. Gregory, what happened? Also, I need to fix my hotkeys because I busted my hotkeys. Rip Gregory. Here, I'll show you me fixing my hotkeys. Why not? I need to... No? Why is that? Whatever. Zoom? Zoom? How do I want to just zoom my UI real quick. Yeah. There we go. We're back. Anyway, so Gregory, that broke my heart. That broke my soul. It broke my mind. It broke my everything. It broke my leg. I can't walk. Because of Gregory's death, and I'm reeling. I was genuinely just like excited to be reading about the logistics of taking care of lovebirds as pets, and then Gregory fucking died randomly in his cage. It was so sudden. Yeah, especially because like the entire post is written in the present tense. And then the last paragraph, which I assume was added later, is an in memoriam. That part of the article hit me like a freight train. Yeah, like I'm sitting here being like, oh man, I'm learning some. Oh. Dane says, every time I have a Chiron, someone gets there first. Guess I'll just keep hoarding my points. Oh, that's okay. Just redeem a couple of Cocoa Villages and you'll be good. Hey, time for a drink. Time for a drink.
Cocoa Village. Cocoa Village. Cocoa Village.
Praise! Cocoa Village. It's too good. It's so good.
Cocoa Village.
You weren't wrong. That's some primo devastation. Yeah, you now, if anybody ever wants to just traumatize someone, you know what to do. Just search sad lovebird story about Gregory.
Darlings, for an elder.
Milo! 22 months. Let's go. I'm pretty sure Milo is the reason. Milo, you weren't here at the start when I ghastlyed everybody. No one was ready for it, and I just hit him with the ghastly. I'm pretty sure that you gave me this ghastly. And if not, I'm going to credit you anyway. So get ghastlyed on, honestly. Get gassed all over. Gassed all over you. Yeah, I got you those. Milo, I want you to know I went to go display another thing. So you know how I've got you can see it right here. That was also from Milo, and I went to go display something else, and I was like, wait, but that's also from Milo, and I was like, I can't show favoritism. So I ended up I did something else. But then I got the ghastly. So thank you, Milo. That story was ghastly. Oh shit! I meant to, like, so long ago, I meant to do this. Lara, I'm assuming it's Lara. Nasty Creeps, if you're watching this, I hope that you just got fucking jump scared. I know, okay-ish also. Anyway, Nasty Creeps sent me a package. I finally got it, and holy shit. Holy shit. Let me grab, I don't have all of it out here, but let me grab something that was sent that hi, Nasty Creeps. Perfect. Wonderful. I audibly yelled, "Holy shit! What the fuck?" when I opened this. So Nasty Creeps just sort of remembered a thing that I said a very long time ago, where I said that I was considering a tattoo and possibly logo design that's like a three-masted ship that like maybe has like, I was thinking for the logo design, it could have like the bird that I use a lot, like the dove, and it could be like sailing through space or whatever. Like it could be fun. I could do something fun with a like sailing ship, stuff like that. So Nasty Creeps was like, I'm gonna do something. I'm just gonna use a 1% of my power and make something that looks like that. And so let me show you what I was sent. This is incredible. This is breathtaking. Like, this is beyond. I don't know what to. This is
amazing.
Just the coolest shit ever. And I am going to cherish this. So thank you. Like, this is unbelievable.
Praise.
And it came from Germany, which is awesome. So I'm sorry that it took forever to get here, but yo, yeah. So it's like a little tray, right? I kind of want to use it as a dice tray, but I also don't want it to get hurt at all. So I'm gonna be honest. There's a non-zero chance that I'm going to get it framed. We'll see. It's just so gorgeous. So I'm gonna go put this back. Hello, Paul Slani. Pool Slani. What's up? Welcome in. So thank you. I'll have to ooh, wait. Let me see how this looks. Hold on. I need everybody. I'm gonna need you to shout because I'm gonna step away from the computer. So I need you to shout your answer. But I'm gonna go place it on a spot on the wall, and you tell me if that's a good spot or not. But I need you to yell because I'm not gonna be able to hear you otherwise. So hold on.
Coco Village.
All right. So I'm thinking. Is that too far? That's probably too far away, huh?
Amazing.
Is that good or bad? Is that too far? I feel like that's too far. Huh.
B.
Where else could we? I could. No, can't really make it out there. About like
B.
I could hear, but then that's covered up by chat. Needs lighting. Too far down to the left. Too far to appreciate it. Give Flynn the background art. Wait, what? Like, just give it to him? Let's see if he wants it. It got 3 sniffs. I don't think he wants it. It got 3 sniffs and he was done with it. Get a light bar for it. Oh, I could get it framed and like install a lighting system in there. Oh my goodness. Why not put it up in your room or kitchen? Because I want the world to see it. Flynn gives it 3 out of 3 sniffs. Hey, for a dog that's mostly asleep, I'll take it. These were, yes, overreacting. These were P.O. box stuff. I got yours as well. I don't have it out here because I have not taken all those boxes out here yet. Because here's the truth. Here's the gourd honest truth. I don't plan very well and try to carry all of my stuff. I have a fucking backpack and I forget to bring it out I forget to bring it with me out of this room. And so then I come back into this room and it's like, well, I have to carry everything I want to bring with me. And fuck if I'm making 2 trips. So I just bring what I can. And today it was that. So it may take a couple of business months, but I will eventually get everything out here. All or half of mine? Half. I was not able to get the other package, unfortunately. I ultimately had to ask them to presumably open it and enjoy it themselves. I'm not sure what exactly happens. But I essentially was just stuck. I have a PO box. I'll post more information about that, but I'm trying to like streamline a few things first. And also I want to do a little bit more research into what cannot be sent to my PO box, because largely what happened is Overreacting very kindly sent a very funny thing to my PO box that they were then like, we can't forward this because it contains alcohol. So it turns out the PO box that I have cannot receive alcohol. And then because of that, they were like, we can't do anything until you handle this. And I'm like, yeah, fine. So, yeah. Synthram, are you leaving? Wait, did I miss that? Wait. Gotta go. Hope stream runs smoothly. Have fun. Well, fine. Bye. I miss you. Does anybody else miss Synthram? Like, just an aching hole in your heart that can never be replaced? Anyway, I'm over it now. Ren, your friend says, what is it, the 1920s? I don't fucking know. I thought that I was able to ship and receive booze from my current state, but not my P.O. box. My P.O. box is in Virginia. And apparently Virginia is like, nope, we ain't gonna be shipping no booze. Which I probably should have realized, because Virginia still has state-run liquor stores. They have the ABC, I think it's called. Talk close to the mic like that and the stream's gonna be reclassified. I'm just gonna do a what's it called, ASMR, right? Welcome to my ASMR stream. I have no idea what that sounds like. I'm really excited to go back and hear that in the recording. For a second, I was like, why is your P.O. box in Virginia? And then I realized I have a P.O. box in Virginia that I use a service that's actually really great. I will endorse them. Aside from this thing, which is not their fault because it's a federal law. I use Post Scan Mail, which lets you have virtual P.O. boxes. So the cool thing about these guys is you can, hey dog, you get like an actual street address. Like it doesn't count as a P.O. box address. So you can use it for things that say like no P.O. boxes, like a street address is required. The service they offer is they basically just like, you can choose where you want it to be located. So they've got like, you can just pick where you want it to be. And you don't need to live, you can go to them. If you do live near them, you can go there to pick stuff up. But their main thing is that they receive your mail and then you can ask them to bundle it all up and send it to you in one go. So they receive and process your mail as it comes in and they will hold on to it. If you hold on to it for too long, you have to pay extra. But otherwise they then, you can tell them to like, just put it all in a box and ship it to me. Which is super, super helpful because of several things between like safety and logistics. So it's also far less expensive than I thought. Like, I'm not saying it's like a hyper affordable service, but $10 a month to get 30 packages a month, like, that's kind of sick. If you are a person who's in need of a PO box and you didn't want to have to deal with actually going to a physical location to get one, $10 a month gets you 30 packages through this service. So highly recommend, especially for like protecting your privacy, getting an alternate address, stuff like that. If that's a thing that you need, which I know not many people do, but 'tis nice. I've just heard too many horror stories. Well, I've also experienced shitty PO boxes. I previously had a PO box with UPS. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not get a PO box with UPS. USPS PO boxes are relatively fine. UPS, don't do it. I have also heard horror stories of people with physical PO box locations at like USPS offices or other post offices who were stalked at their PO box. So somebody would send a package, usually with like an air tag. That's the other thing. People will send packages with air tags to creators to find out where they live. So they'll send a package. It'll get to the post office, and they will camp out. They will camp out and wait for the person to show up at the post office and ambush them. That is not abstract. It's happened to people that I know. It's crazy. And that's like one of the most tame stalking stories I've heard of from creators that I've met. So stalking the real problem. Ew, what the fuck? Yikes, holy shit. I just like to creep from a distance. Yeah, no, it's really, really bad. There's a reason that I'm very protective of my personal information. Like, there's a reason that I don't talk about where I live specifically. There's a reason that I don't say what my name is. There's a reason that I use the name Endeavorance, which is a handle that I've never used for anything in the past before I started doing content creation. I am doing everything I can to not just protect myself, but protect the people in my life and the dogs in my life. I've talked to creators who had people stalk them by literally forming romantic relationships with their friends and family to try to sway them into getting access to the creator. I've talked to a creator who had a person in their fandom who is this woman that just like, it's a woman creator, and even in this case, the stalker was a woman. Usually, obviously, it's creepy men, but in this case, it happened to be a woman who basically was just like sleeping her way up the chain of people that she could access at the time to try to get to this creator by like trying to socially engineer her way in using her body. And I've also heard of people like getting, their like parents will get calls from people who figure out where their parents live or what their parents' phone number is, and like the parents are then asked like things that they don't realize are really dangerous things to answer, and then they find their way in. I've talked to people who have had men appear in their backyard and just like looking at them through their window. Like, imagine being in your that's like my main fear, is looking up at a window at night and seeing a face looking back at me. That's like my biggest fear in the world, and that has happened to people. So like, I take a personal privacy pretty seriously, and I know I'm not perfect. If somebody really, 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 really wanted to figure out who I am, they probably could. But I'm also nobody of note outside of being Endeavorance. So like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm just trying to make it a little bit safer for the people that I care about. Parasocial relationships certainly don't help the problem. It's difficult. I get it. And what's really scary is the sex work world. Like, I know a bunch of sex workers who deal with people really not understanding the relationship there, especially because a lot of sex workers essentially sell access to them, like sell more or less like guaranteed responses to messages and stuff like that. And so most of the people who are in their subscribers understand. They understand it's a fantasy. They understand the boundaries. But there's absolutely a contingent that does not and cannot separate in their mind that this is a service being performed by a professional and not a personal love in their life. And so it gets too far. Inky says, I had an ex do some creepy stuff when I was younger, but an entire stranger is like, God, that's so terrifying. Yeah, like, people believe, like, there are some people who are just busted, right? Like, these aren't people who are just like casual enjoyers or even like mega fans. These are people who are broken. Like, they need help. They need like a doctor, because they form deeply unhealthy relationships. And I've talked to a creator who said that like, she's dealt with guys who essentially believe that they had a vision that they were meant to be with her. And like, because of that, it was essentially like they basically thought that like God told them that they were destined to be together. And even worse in some cases, like, and I was told that you would resist. And so it's like, I feel as though it is my divine right to have access to you. I've talked to a creator who had a friend come over. Just a friend came in the front door, and she gets a call on her cell phone from a number she doesn't recognize. She picks it up, and there's a voice on the other end saying, "Who did you just let in your house?" Because they were monitoring her, and they thought that they were meant to be together, and they were upset that there was another man in her house. People are busted. Unfortunately, like that's a thing that happens, and that's just like a thing that has to be called out, you know? Like it sucks that these are just like casual stories that get swapped like trading cards, and it's really, really scary and sad. And so for anyone out there who happens to be like an aspiring creator, my number one advice is don't start with making your entire identity be about your personal name. There's a lot of creators, especially from the I want to say like mid 2010s YouTube era, who just started making their entire brand just be their name, and so many of them have dealt with so much shit from there. It's really, really dangerous, but it's just a function of like Facebook and Google and whoever else pushing so hard for so long to require everyone to use their real names in social media profiles, due to their refusal to actually install significant moderation systems because they need to cover their ass and adhere to what are called KYC laws, know your customer laws. And so know your customer laws basically say like you must have a certain amount of information about who you're doing business with, which includes paying users. And they're like, fine, we'll just make everybody give us that information. Now our society is toxic, says Ada Scout. I don't know. I definitely think that there is Kentucky your chicken, says Kev the Human. KYC, Kentucky your chicken. Oh, man. I have a thing to say about society. But first, do we want jangly, tavern, or digital vibes for our new playlist? Jangly, tavern, or digital? I see tavern. I don't know why I'm bothering asking. Okay, I've seen one of each. Okay, 2 taverns. 2 of each. 3 digital. 4 digital. I'm gonna stop there. Here we go. I love tavern, but we almost exclusively do tavern. We'll do it next. It's fine. Society. Y'all want to talk about society? Okay. So I think there's a large contingent of our society that has problems. A significant contingent, right? And I'm not talking about like politics right now. I'm talking about just like the way social dynamics work in at least in the US. I am increasingly of the mind that we are completely deluded into thinking there are far more crazies in this world than there are. Hear me out. As someone, I can hydrate before this. Thank you, Jada. As someone who's on the receiving end of so many insane comments, I am increasingly getting skeptical that these are real people. For one, if you've ever seen what a like bot station looks like, there's just like computers and like systems that just have dozens and dozens of cell phones plugged into them that are automating using and posting comments on apps as fake profiles intentionally to be inflammatory, either to build up the profile as in to make it look like it's a real user, or literally just to sow chaos, like literally just to cause divide. And so I'm starting to get to the point, I want to believe this, I'm starting to get to the point that most of the comments that I'm getting that are causing me to just like lose my shit, that are causing me to just be like, how can a person even like come to this conclusion? What made you think this was a thing that you should comment? Why would you even say this? A really easy answer, you know, as cathartic as it is to say, well, the answer is because they're dumb. And this country has a bunch of dumb people, which is true. But I don't think that there are as many dumb people as the internet would suggest. I think there's too many, but I don't think that they are as ridiculously prevalent and intentionally waiting in the wings to strike with anger and hatred. I don't think that that's as prevalent as the internet makes it seem right now, because you can say, I think the sky is pretty, and you'll get someone that will come into your comments and be like, wow, you fucking idiot. Only idiots think the sky is pretty. You're terrible, and I think you should die. And this world would be better if we just deported you. Like, okay, that's an outlook, sure. But why did you say it? And why are you so mad? And also, why are these comments exclusively coming from profiles that don't have profile pictures? Like, are you really telling me that there are scores, not even scores, way more than scores, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of accounts from people in America specifically, or at least pretending to be, well, yeah, in America specifically, who don't have a profile picture, who have a default username, and all they do all day is scroll on TikTok or whatever other social media app and find videos that go against what they believe and comment angry, unintelligible things there. I just don't think that's true. And I do think that it's a non-zero amount. I do think there are too many people that are like that, but I don't think it is the norm. I don't think it's the average. I think it is just a function of social media sites not having reasonable moderation standards, like Facebook literally pulling back on moderation entirely, and Twitter is overrun with more bots than it's ever had before. We're seeing those Jesus bots all over TikTok right now. If you haven't seen those, like, absolutely insane Jesus bots that that just go into any video on TikTok and just comment like, "Did you know that Jesus died for your sins?" It's just automated anger, and it's very, very confusing. I was thinking about this because yesterday I got a video on Stuff Keeps Happening. Sorry, yesterday I got a comment on the Stuff Keeps Happening video. And if you watched the video yesterday, it is like 8 straight minutes at the front of me talking about why polygraph tests, like lie detector polygraph tests, are not reliable. Like why they are a pseudoscience and how it's weird that the US government still uses them. And I got a comment, a multi-paragraph comment from a person saying, I have to disagree with you on everything here. Polygraphs are unreliable and we shouldn't be using them. What? Like, I have to assume that that was a bot that has been told, read YouTube video titles and descriptions and leave an inflammatory comment that goes against what it's talking about. That is the only way I can justify that. Because, like, nowhere in that video did I say polygraphs are a good thing. The whole point was talking about how unreliable they are. So I don't know. So what I would say is do a bit of digging into like common patterns of spam bots on the internet and try to learn to like recognize them. And remember that if an account posts something and that account doesn't have a profile picture, ignore it. Like, as a rule, just ignore it. If they haven't even set up a profile picture, it is not worth it. Because almost definitely they are either not actually invested in wherever they are, or they're a bot. Like, that's it. If you can't be bothered to add a profile picture to your account, then I'm not going to be bothered to consider what you have to say on this forum of exchange in which we are all here participating in theoretically good faith. You know? The Holy Trinity, the bot, the tech, and the holy camera. Camera Jesus is Jesus for when you get ID'd before buying booze. I had a person ask me to buy them weed recently. I don't know if I believed them or not, but they came up to me as I was leaving my weed place, and they were like, "Hey, I lost my ID, so I can't get my medical. I have to get," they said, quote, "street weed," and they wanted me to go get weed for them. And I'm like, look, I actually don't care. Like, I would be happy to do that for you if you had caught me as I was heading in and you just told me what you wanted and I could just add it to my order. But I'm actively leaving. I don't know. Fix your approach. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at somebody for hey mistering. That's fine. It's a trap. Hey Mistering is like I don't really know what they could have done. She was like, here's a 20 if you can just like get me whatever. But I was literally driving out of the parking lot when she like asked me to roll my window down. You mean user 19R7W719QOT66222 with no profile picture is not worth my time? I know it's wild, but sometimes it's actually worth just ignoring those people. Like if those are real people, genuinely do they watch the videos? Like I watch things to learn things and feel connected. A lot of people, especially in short form, it was surprising that it happened on YouTube, but a lot of people in short form video apps don't watch videos. They straight up do not. They watch the first 5 seconds, maybe. They then guess what the rest of the video is about and then leave a comment based on that guess and move on and do not care afterwards. They straight up don't care. It is an ephemeral passing moment for them. And if somebody replies saying like, that's not what this is about, they're like, I don't care. That is the sort of like pathway that I've seen every single time. Hoovy and Cat 3 says Mew, what's up? Wait, I have a Mew too. I can go grab the Mew too. That baffles me. Why even be on the platform then? Because y'all are not them. Like, you are not. If you are here, you are not the average internet user. You are a person who probably has you know how to navigate to the internet service Twitch, which is far and beyond the average internet user. The average internet user does not know how to use the internet. They just know I open up this app and it lets me post things. That's literally it. The average user doesn't understand that there is a content creation industry. The average user doesn't understand that they have an account on a website. They made it once and they forgot and they remained logged in. The average user will just make a new account when they get logged out because they don't fucking remember their password. Like that is average. Garbage Day says, honestly, media literacy should be taught in schools. Yeah. And also, welcome. And also, that's English class. But also, welcome. I saw you followed 6 minutes ago, as well as Shith9, a Starry Night Studio. Welcome in. Thank you, all of you, for the follows. Glad to have you. I'm going to grab my Mewtwo. Bam. And it's foil? Holy shit. God damn. And there's a dog hair on it? My goodness. God damn. Everybody say hi, Mewtwo. It says sucker. It says suck. It says suck. Wow, Mewtwo. Why Mew when you can Mewtwo? Shiny, the hair raises twice by value. It's perfect. It's wonderful. Anyway, what was I saying? Internet. Yeah. This story is whack. I once was on a call. I did a work trip to a call center for a company I was working at to like get a better sense of what our customers were like. And I was like screening calls, like listening into calls with support agents where it's like, you know, they're driving the call. I'm just listening into the line. This poor woman, this poor support agent was working with somebody on the phone who didn't know how to type on a keyboard and was trying to make a website. And this person was like, how do I want the website that you offer. And the support person's like, what do you mean by that? Like, you bought the thing? And they're like, no, I want it. And they're like, okay, well, do you have an account? And they're like, what does that mean? And this support agent legitimately walked this person through pressing each individual key on their keyboard to type in their email address. They didn't know, like, they were like, okay, yeah, I see the key that it says E. Now what? And they're like, okay, press it. And the person pressed it. And they did that for each individual letter. Like I ran out of time. Like I couldn't be on that call for the full duration because like my group was meeting up to go to a different meeting and like go get dinner or something. Like the day was fucking ending and we were still helping this person make a website despite them not knowing how to type. Unbelievable. It's the thing where it's like, this is not new. Typing isn't new. Before, like, you can't even blame computers. It's the same keyboard that typewriters were. There's like no one alive today. When the fuck were typewriters invented? Let's find this out. When was the typewriter invented? It was invented in... First commercial introduced typewriters in 1874. 1874. Typewriters have been around since 1874. There's not a person alive today, I hope, who has lived in a world that doesn't have typewriters, that doesn't have a QWERTY keyboard. Okay? Wait, actually, I might have lied about that second part. Let's look at the QWERTY keyboard. Yep, 1870s. Yep. So there's not a person on this planet alive today who lived before the existence of QWERTY keyboards. If you are telling me that in the year of our Lord 20 anything, you don't understand the concept of typing, no, you've had so much time. You've had a literal lifetime to learn this. You've had a literal lifetime to learn the basics of the core technologies that we use. And you didn't. Whew. I made Soup says, oh yeah, that's a special level of Under the Rock. Yeah, like it's just like, I understand if you were already like in your 80s or 90s when home computers became a thing and you're like, you know what? I've lived through enough technological advances. I think I'm just gonna wait this one out. But that was a long time ago. If you're still now today the kind of person that's like, I don't do that. What? Like, if that's you, then you do not get to then ask the rest of the world to stoop down to babysit you on everything. Like, take some responsibility for your own choices. Hello, Lilith says head pats for chat. What's up? I love your, I love the color that you've chosen. It's a very, very good color. Let me do a shout out. Shout out Lilith, Knox VT. Boop. Everybody, make sure that you are following Lilith, who is a spectacular and a wonderful. Chris Sandy says, how do you choose color? It is an option in the lodge. So when you go to set up your lodge profile, you can choose favorite color in there. Let me pull up the lodge. I'm going to need to log into it, so please bear with me. Oh god, I have to log into to Discord. Oh, we're gonna do the Discord, the QR code, login, Discord. Shut up. I don't want your pop-ups. I want to scan a QR code. Here we go. There we go. Log in. Okay. Authorize. Okay. This is the lodge. For those who are not aware, this is a custom built hub, like web app for my community. So if you're a member of my Discord, you have access to this. The website is literally lodge.camp. Let me post that. Lodge.camp takes you here. You just log in with your Discord. If you're in my Discord, it'll let you in. And it has, this is where the like real-time RPG that I build is here, as well as you've got like Mastodon post history from people in our community, as well as like public activity from like what everybody's up to. You've got like all sorts of pages. If you go down to settings, you can connect your Twitch. Well, if you go to linked accounts, you can connect your Twitch account here. And in your settings, you can customize your display name, your pronouns. You can choose a favorite color, and it actually shows you what you're going to look like in Twitch chat right here. So it gives you a little preview of how you're going to show. So all of that is a thing. There's that. Jordan Poo says, when I worked in general contractor's office, I dealt with contractors, the business owners, that claimed they were too dumb to learn or use email, which is more or less how most businesses ran these days. And he was like late 30s or 40s. It was frustrating to deal with a person that needed to corral paperwork from everyone. That is wild. Crazy Sandy says, I thought I had my lodge linked. You do. You must, since you've got your stuff set up, but you can change your favorite color in the lodge. Actually, I think you might. Are you able to? Did I set up the color? Nope. I need to re-add the color command. It says it's blue. Yeah, that's how you're appearing on stream, is blue. So it's presumably working. Anyway, I see red. I'm talking about that's how you appear in the on-screen stream chat. The on-screen, not in the Twitch chat. That's just controlled by Twitch. What was I saying? I was saying a thing. The email thing. Yeah. So, oh my god. Company, if you're running an office right now and you're like, I don't know how to do email. Like, what are you doing running an office? We're right back to we should get rid of office workers and go back to the trades. Lilith says, yeah, Lodge can't change Twitch chat colors, unfortunately, only the stream. Crazy Sanity, you should not feel dumb. It is confusing. The stream chat here is a custom widget that I've built. And if you do not have an account on the Lodge, like if you're not a member of my community, it just shows your default Twitch color, like whatever color you've chosen for Twitch, it'll use that and a blank avatar. But if you do connect it, then you get connected. Hoovy and Cat, I need to re-add that command. I don't think it works right now. Yeah, you used to be able to do that, but not anymore. Just hack Twitch, easy peasy. I should hack Twitch. You're right. He would handwrite bids and then text pictures of them to the project manager. It was madness. Wow. That's like, remember when Elon first took over Twitter, he told Twitter employees to print out the code that they've written and he'll read it. What? What? Well, it says, anyway, I was just popping in to say hi before I have to get back to working on stuff. Have fun, Dev. Looking forward to the stuff I'm cooking up. Perfect. I'm looking forward to the stuff you're cooking up, too. Fun Predictable says, remember, if you're confused, we exist in a time where we are consuming astronomically larger amounts of information on the daily than ever in human history. Think about it. You have the Library of Alexandria in your back pocket, and it gets bigger every second. Yeah, absolutely. We were best boy over on this side of the room. Yeah, we are consuming way more information than ever before, which is, again, like why people need to kind of like adjust. But there are priorities in what you should learn and what you shouldn't learn, and there are too many people who have just given up. Dragon Cat says, hot take: to purchase home internet service, you should be required to pass an internet competency test. I love the energy. I get it. The internet is critical infrastructure at this point, so probably maybe not. I mean, like, it would be nice if, it's the functional equivalent of like people being like, I got water to my house, I'm gonna go drown myself in the bathtub because that's fun. That's what they're doing with their internet access right now. I get it, but it is very critical. Like, the real answer is like, we need to have comprehensive laws that require massive corporations on the internet to do more to actually take care of shit instead of do less to maximize profits. Imagine if it was the norm for social media sites to have meaningful content moderation, as opposed to trying to figure out how much they can not do without legally getting in trouble, which is what they do now. Which is why they're loving this whole thing of like the right wing saying like, oh, internet companies are silencing conservative voices, which they're not. Like, Twitter exists, and also most of the sentiment on the internet is right wing. So like, I don't know what that's about, but they're loving that because they're basically being told by lawmakers, like, do less content moderation and we will stop bugging you. And that's really dangerous because content moderation doesn't just mean like making sure that the vibes are a certain way. It doesn't just mean, banning anyone who says a slur. It means taking proactive steps and like requiring some kind of level of engagement before you're able to just publicly harass people, or actually making moves on preventing massive swarms of bots from hate brigading people. That's what content moderation requires. And they don't want to do that because they can't, because the actual problem of content moderation on something the scale of Facebook, which is bigger than most countries, is virtually impossible. It would bankrupt them. There's not a realistic way. Like, imagine if YouTube needed to manually review everything that was uploaded to it. Like, there's more content uploaded to YouTube like per second than anyone could ever watch in our lifetime. So there's like basically no moderation on what's being uploaded there, and they have to do everything retroactively and with algorithms. Because if they don't do that, it would be impossible. I would argue that if it is impossible to realistically monitor the flow of content on your platform to a satisfactory degree, then your platform is too big and you shouldn't be allowed to grow further. And I've said this multiple times, like, my hot take about the internet is that there should be an upper limit on how many users a given service can have. We should not have companies that have more accounts than some countries have residents. That's insane. That is ridiculous. The amount of power these companies hold is out of control. Mandatory class in middle/high school. I mean, I think the big issue, especially for the younger generation right now, is that they lost the teachings. Like, a bunch of schools did teach how to use the internet, how to type, how to use basic software. And they stopped teaching that because they were like, oh, well, these kids are growing up with phones in their pockets. They know what they're doing, which is not true. They know how to use the apps that have been curated for them to use with a like Fisher-Price level of engagement on the internet and not actually using the web. Is most of the sentiment on the internet right-wing, or are most bots right-wing? I would argue it doesn't really make a difference, right? Like, if bots are spewing right-wing content and not being suppressed, like, right-wing sentiment is not dangerous to the status quo. It is definitionally not dangerous to the status quo. Leftist and progressive ideology threatens the status quo, which upholds these companies being able to make money hand over fist. They are not financially incentivized to censor Republican views and promote leftist views. They are straight up not. I loved the typing games, and my elementary kiddo is in typing classes right now. That's awesome. That's really great. I loved those stupid computer lab games. They were so good. Deepwater says, I remember that. I loved the school computer lab that taught me how to use search engines. I remember, what was it? Kid Pix Deluxe. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That is what I lived for. Hoovian Cat says, Mao. Words are hard. Please ignore me. Curse Sanity says, I was absolutely awful with that cover. Learn how to type. Oh, okay. I was absolutely awful with that cover. Learn how to type without looking by playing MMOs. Yeah, so a lot of typing classes back in the day, they had like a cover that went over your keyboard to prevent you from being able to see what key was what, to force you to memorize and learn to touch type. Bad way to do it. I don't think that was a good idea. I also did not learn how to touch type like that. I now have a faster words per minute than basically everyone that I know in my life, and I never learned how to properly touch type because it's not actually that important as opposed to just learning what works. So I kind of touch type, but yeah. I remember like even then I was faster not touch typing. And so like they had a thing that would count your words per minute, and it's like I'm sitting there trying to touch type and failing, and then I take off the cover and instantly had the highest typing speed in the class. I grew up with Oregon Trail, so that's just how I learned. Oh god, Oregon Trail, so good. Our cover was a piece of paper? Oh no! Anxious Knockward. That fucking sucks. That, what? I learned how to touch type. I never learned how to do the numbers right. I just can't. I can do the numbers just fine now. I just can't. I don't know. My hands just don't work that way. But like I use software that is specifically designed for touch typers. Like I use a lot of software as a developer that does not require you to move your hands from your keyboard to your mouse. And that is because like that's lost efficiency, right? In my fucked up tech bro brain, I need to optimize my efficiency. So the less that I need to move my hands off of my keyboard and to a mouse, even for things like moving the cursor around in a document of text, like if I'm writing code, I won't use my mouse to move the cursor to somewhere else in the file. I do everything via my keyboard using the software that I like. And that is intentionally built for people who are like home row masters, like perfect users of touch typing. And I never did that, but I still benefit from it. Fun Predictable says different strokes for different folks. I don't think that's ever been true. I think everyone should follow a standardized thing. And if you don't live your life exactly the way that I did, then you are bad and wrong. How's that sound? Pretty good. Trying to get my he/him working. It might take a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit to propagate the update, but it should work soon enough. As long as you hit save. Crazy Sandy says, Dev, so I don't know when to bring this up, but I have a merch question. Dev, is there a chance you'd ever make an SKH tank top? Yes. I just need to remember to do that, but I will write that down right now. New file. Requests for merch. SKH tank top. Cool. Got it. It's written down. Speaking of which, I'm gonna plug my merch store because there's stuff there. Here. There. We got merch. Hello, Beard Princess. That's a lovely name. And now I'm imagining a new rendition of Rapunzel, but it's like Beardpunzel. Rabeardzul. Let down your beard. Anyway, that'd be fun. So we've got merch. We got the t-shirt. It's got that. We've got a beanie with a microphone. We've got this shirt with the stuff still happened. This is actually I pulled and this is art from or by Lilith Knox actually. I pulled a bunch of the intros from Stuff Keeps Happening. So let's see. I had a breakfast sandwich this morning. I produced pressure waves into a microphone. I returned from my vacation. I abruptly awoke from the world of dreams. I wore my comfiest pants. I stopped the microwave right before it beeped. I collected all of the power stars. I left my campsite better than I found it. I tried just keeping my eyes closed. I watched a pot until it boiled. I could not come to the phone right now. I set my clocks back an hour. I waited till my chickens hatched to count them. I looked both ways before crossing the street. I packed an extra pair of socks. I took over a week off. I struck a bargain with the fates. I picked a peck of pickled peppers. I placed first in the mushroom cup. I rolled a 20 for my dex save. I accepted only the necessary cookies? Yeah. I didn't start the fire. I said hello into the camera. I stole a map to the Grand Line. I put my seat back in the upright position. I went through the desert on a horse with no name. I discovered the lost secrets of the cosmos. I laid bare my heart for the world to see. I got myself a manicure. I turned off my faucet while brushing my teeth. I accepted all of the terms and conditions. But stuff still happened. So that's an actual, like, big chunk of all of the different intro stuff I've done. Not all of them, but a few dozen, maybe. Let's see. You got some drinkware. Got your Don't Prey on Children mug. It's a helpful reminder in case anybody in your life needs to be reminded not to prey on children. It's a pretty easy way to go about having some visible morals. You can get that design also on a mug. The sleepy dev mug for when you're sleepy in the morning, of course. But we got this new design. I've only got it on a couple things, but it's the "you didn't see nothing" design. So you can, if you wear this hat, you are legally invisible. This is a legally binding contract. If anyone sees you, no, they didn't, and you can get it in pink.
Sounds like rebellion propaganda to me.
So, you know. You get that mug as a gift that's a red flag. Oh no. Perfect merch for protests. This cake says every new one makes me audibly laugh. I love the intros so much. Well, thank you. Fun fact, I get asked a lot if I just like have a big list of intros. I think the list of intros has only ever been like 3 long, and I always forget to reference the list. I almost exclusively come up with those intros on the spot. Like, it's just like I wait, or like I do all the prep, and then like I remember right before I start recording that I need an intro, and so I just think of something. It's amazing that it fit that much. Got to do a round 2 at some point. Hey, it's time for a drink. I can do that. Thank you, Informal Goblin. And a hi to you as well. Kev says, would you ever do a baseball tee? I almost never wear regular t-shirts for fit reasons, baseball tee superiority. I am not against it. I have no reason not to. I should really look into like more options of t-shirts instead of just the standard one. If you see something, say nothing and drink to forget. Anyone know where this quote came from? If you see something, no, you didn't. No, you didn't see nothing. Not a thing. Okay, I'm going to take a quick breakerino and get some lunch and maybe a caffeinated beverage. And when I come back, I think we're gonna play some Palia. I'm kind of itching. I opened up the launcher earlier. There was an error installing Palia. Well, that fucking sucks. Hold on. Steam. I'm gonna open up Steam and start updating Palia. And that way, by the time I'm back, it'll be updated. Praise! No, that's not Palia. That's Balatro. Are you already updated all the way? Beef. Maybe it's already updated all the way. Harold Butler says Palia? Yeah, so Palia is a online MMO cozy game. It's Poop O'Clock, says the breaking news. Palia is an MMORPG cozy game. So it's like Animal Crossing mashed up with Stardew Valley, but persistent online world. It's quite good and really, really, really good customization of like your home and stuff. So I'll probably just like bop around and collect materials and shoot shit with y'all. But I do want to go get something to nosh on while doing that. And that something that I'm going to nosh on is very likely going to be Nashville hot chicken. So I will be right back. I'm gonna say like 5-ish minutes, and then we're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna Kentucky my chicken. Okay. BRB. Hello, I got chicken.
Coco Village.
Coco Village. I got some spicy chicken. Got tendies. What's up? Look at the. Do you see the color on it? I'm going to fucking die. Anyone who knows Nashville chicken, do you see? Look at that. If you know Nashville chicken, I'm going to die. This is going to be the end of me.
Beef.
Are you into heat? I like it. I don't usually go for the spiciest tier, and this is medium. This is their medium. Like their mild is very spicy. Here we go. Chomp. That's rough, buddy. I mean, it's fucking good. Found the spice. Okay. We're good. Very good, very good, very good. Crazy Sandy says, I used to be able to handle that spice and I can't anymore, and it legit makes me want to cry sometimes. I had my first I'm getting too old for this shit moment recently. I shouldn't say first, but with regards to food. I had, okay, y'all know like halal chicken and rice? Or like lamb and rice, like lamb over rice, chicken over rice, stuff like that. Where it's just like dank chicken over dank rice with dank sauce on it, and usually very spicy. I got chicken and rice and had it 2 meals in a row with their spicy sauce and had just the worst heartburn I've ever had. And I don't tend to get heartburn, but it was the kind of thing where it's like multiple nights in a row, I was just in agony trying to sleep, and it was not good. And I was like, okay, I guess it's time to start monitoring how much spicy I have. There's a place near me that serves that shit, and it's so good. I love it so goddamn much. And there was the best halal chicken and rice I've ever had. This is not going to be surprising to anyone, but it came from a completely random street vendor in New York City that just like happened to be somewhat near a hotel that I was staying at. There was a million of them in New York City. They're probably all very good, but the one that I got was just like the best that I've ever had. Your other end must not have liked you. Yeah. All right, let's play some Paleo. What are you installing? Why are you installing? Hold on. Stream info, game, Paleo. Title. The people need items. It's me. I'm the people. We are installing currently. We are installing the Microsoft VC redistributable. Apparently. And it's really taking its damn sweet time. I'm just gonna go ahead and start the normal Paleo launcher. I'm trying to launch via Steam, but okay. Okay, we launched. We good. I don't want to use Discord overlay in game. What? Okay. I'm gonna log in real quick, like. Perfect. Paleo. There's my boy. Play. Can we be friends in Paleo? I used to do that. I just like friended everybody in Paleo. I'm not gonna do that anymore, just out of self-preservation. Because otherwise, I just end up adding people constantly instead of playing the game, and I hope you understand. That said, there is an Astral Campgrounds community. Yeah, definitely not a cult. And okay, there you go. Got to load for a second. Yeah, there is an Astral Campgrounds community that you can join if you would like to. And there's a Paleo channel in Discord. Makes sense. Can't say I'm not bummed. It's more like I want to figure out how I can do that in a reasonable way instead of just doing it piecemeal and pausing the stream every time that somebody is like, "Can I add you as a friend?" But yeah.
Have you come for style tips?
Looking for a fresh wardrobe? What do you want? I'm out looking for materials for my latest creation. Let me know if you spot any freshwater eels. Freshwater eels for your latest creation. Let me put on some tavern vibes. What do you... This guy's a tailor. Why are you making a... What do you need an eel for? Have you ever touched it? What's with you and fish, my guy? Okay, you're creepy. Let's go get you an eel. Freshwater eel would not be the ocean, huh? I'm a scientist. I can tell you for certain. Freshwater eel does not happen to be in saltwater. I don't know where freshwater eels are, actually. But I'm going to first head home and... Nope, that's not where I wanted to go. Head home and start cleaning up my plot a little bit because it's probably a mess. This looks like WoW. Nope, that's nope WoW. Wait, this looks like WoW? Does WoW have a cute little robot dog? I mean, it probably does. But look at Wags. And then every once in a while, here we go. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Sploot. He's Sploot every once in a while. It's really great. WoW doesn't have Einar. That's true. World of Warcraft can never be a good video game because it does not have Einar as a character. And we all know that the metric for if a game is good or not is whether or not it features my absolute boy, Einar, who is the single greatest entity to ever walk any digital earth. All right, what we got here? Pull back out the chicken. Take a chicken bite while we're loading. Fuck. All right, another bite. Why do I have a wish ribbon? Oh no. I think I feel hiccups coming on. Don't want that happening. Okay. Found this spice would be a great redeem. All right, let me harvest some stuff. Harvest everything I can harvest, at least. Excuse me? What do you mean I'm out of... Just gonna eat some preserves. Fuck you. Eat a bunch of jars of preserves. It's a good way to be. Just pull out a bunch of jars of just strawberry preserves and just shotgun them. Always shotgun your preserves. Tell yourself you are not a fish. Wait, what does that have to do with hiccups? Just because, like, blub blub? Bye-bye, Ada Scout. Peace. Talk to you guys later. Take care. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. Bye-bye. So I got a person on YouTube today who did the meme. The meme being, there's this one cat. I complained about this already on Blue Sky, but I'm gonna complain again. There's a category of comment that I get from people who watch my content and then don't realize that I am who I am. And so they like watch some of my content and like it, and then watch other content and don't like it, and then get upset with me. and act as if like I have betrayed them or I've changed or whatever, as opposed to just I'm making content that I like to make. And like this happens often. Like this is not a thing that really it doesn't make me upset, it confuses me. Because it's like I don't know what kind of headspace you have to be in to watch someone's content, enjoy some of it, not enjoy some of it, and then be like, wow, I can't believe you're doing things that I don't enjoy. Like, what? I've had people get upset that I've, quote, gone political, which is hysterical. I've had today this person was like upset that I don't use scripts. They seem to be like that. They were like, oh, I get annoyed that you don't use a script or whatever. And it's like, I've never used a script. Literally never once in any video have I used a script, ever. It is I gather all the information and I put it into a newsletter, and then I reference the newsletter as I'm like doing the thing, but it's entirely ad-libbed. And that's the point. That's just like how I function best. It's like how I make content. And it's how I like to do it, which is why I do it. But yeah, they were upset that I wasn't using a script, and then I don't know. They also were like, you don't need to do these ADHD tricks to keep our attention. And I'm like, dog, I just have ADHD. What are you talking about? I don't know what that means. I think he's like upset that like I started adding more frantic editing jingle keys at us. Yeah, that's what they were saying. I don't know. I don't know. I just make content that I like to see. I don't know when people started to think that, I do know the answer to this question actually. When people started to think that like the entire internet was specifically made for them, and anything that goes against what they specifically want is an affront against them personally, the answer is algorithmic feeds. Like they are used to curated feeds of stuff, and when the curated feed stops working, they have a moment where they're like, I didn't want this. And it's like, well, that's what you get. That's the game you play when you ask a computer to choose what you see next. Sometimes you see a thing that you don't thoroughly love, and that's gonna happen. I once saw a thing on TikTok that straight up broke me for a while. It triggered a long bout of depression, like a really bad long bout of depression, from a single video that came on my For You page. It broke me, and like that taught me that moment. I was like, this is dangerous. This is playing with fire. And I'm not saying that like, obviously, I'm not saying no one should ever use an algorithmic feed, because that's entirely how I got started with content. But you have to know what you're playing with. It very well might just give you anything, and you've got no control over that. That's just the trade-off. A Starry Night Studio says, I'm drawn to ADHD behaving content. It's just, no one wants to, I don't want to say no one. I'm sure that there's probably some people out there who'd be perfectly fine if I just sat and looked into the camera and just said words, right? But one, that's not who I am. And two, I don't think that conveys it doesn't get the story across the way that I want to be able to get the story across. People want to be engaged with a story. They want to be surprised and hooked and interested. And like, if you're the kind of person that just wants to see the list of facts, like just go read fact-based reporting things, I guess. But like, I am trying to make a more human approach to these kinds of discussions, and that means being a little silly sometimes. Oh, Lunar New Year stuff. That's why I have a wish ribbon. I don't even know if that's still going on. Informal Goblin says, if the algorithm enjoys you voting down things as much as voting them up, engagement is engagement. Yeah, I mean, like, commenting on things that you don't like is stupid. Oh, these are still going? How? I need more material to complete this recipe. Well, here, take some more material. Craft glass. Craft fabric. All right, well, apparently I'm crafting. We're crafting just fine. What the fuck does my house look like right now? Oh. I forgot. It's a long dining room table with a bed at the end of it. With a fish on it. So that's good. That's a good house, honestly. I want... Wait, what happened? What happened to my outfits? I thought I used to be able to change outfits from here. Oh, it's from here. Never mind. Stickers? What are stickers? What the fuck are what? Yo. Oh. Oh, I love her. Okay, that's cool. Let's pull out this guy. Oh, man. That's a boy that's ready for exploring, let me tell you. Find more stickers by finding sticker packs. Okay. I need to repair all of my shit. Like, all of it. Let's go do that. Repair tools. Fuck! I'm so poor. All right. How do I need to make more repair kits. Repair kit. Damn, I'm rich. Okay. Hello, Dusty. What's up? Repair. Cool. Got it. Okay. We are going... What are we going to do here? What are we going to do here today? Let's do the illicit trade quest. Let's see what that's about. Investigate the location Subira marked on your Bahari Bay map for any clues. All right, we're going to go do that. I also need a potato, buttons, and fabric. But that's just a kind of a constant need in my personal life, is a need for potatoes, buttons, and fabric. So... Starry Night Studio says, I've literally never said to myself, if I liked 2 videos of this creator, but not that one, let me complain about the one that I didn't like. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I don't get people who take the time to leave a comment on a video they didn't like, expressing that they didn't like it. You have added time to your life of participating in the thing you didn't like. And then you've just told the algorithm to give you more of it by leaving a comment. I don't I don't get it. Area Man is cute as hell. Oh. All right, where am I going? All the way over there? Okay, what's the closest? Pulsewater Plains. All right, I want to go to Pulsewater Plains. Oh, God, sleepy boy in the corner. Very sleepy boy. All right, we're going to Pulsewater Plains. There. Chicken! It's so good. It's spicy as fuck, but man. Oh, good. Okay. Where is it? What the fuck? Entitlement? Like people being entitled to thinking that everything should be made for them. I don't know. It's like I was saying, like people just like don't understand how to use the internet, and it's like embarrassing. How do I get up? How do I get up? This way maybe? Yeah, like people have a weird relationship with the internet, and they just don't know how embarrassing they are for themselves. I've seen the funniest shit is when someone who very clearly does not have a long history on the internet, you know, like there's people who have been on the internet for like functionally all of their conscious life, right? And then there's people who like think they're clever, but haven't been on the internet long enough to know that we all know they're not clever. For example, I've had people try to do like early 2000s forum trolling to me in 2025, and I don't understand it. Like, they'll be like, ha ha ha, I trolled you. I don't actually care about this. You're dumb. And it's like, wow. Damn, no one saw that coming. Like, no one would have thought that you were just trying to say, or that you were gonna like reach for, oh no, you didn't own me, I'm just trolling, and you engaged, so haha, I win. Like, wow. So clever. Where is this thing? What am I looking for? I'm looking for something suspicious in this area. Where do I... Okay, I'm in the area. What is suspicious? Sea lining? Yeah. Yeah, sea lining. Like, congratulations, you just look like an idiot. Like, I was going back and forth with somebody on Threads a while back, and they were just, like, saying moronic shit. And I'm just, like, trying to say, like, hey, look, I hear what you're saying, but, like, you're not, like, that, what you're saying is nonsense. And, like, here is the proof. And they were like, I don't actually care. You look stupid. And I'm like, what? What are you doing? And then they tried to be like, haha, you care, which is dumb, and also I don't live on social media like you do. I just use this like 1 hour a week because I'm cool. And it's like, you're the one that's here right now, beefing with somebody on the internet about something and bragging about not using the platform that you're on, as if that's a what? I don't know. People are very, very strange sometimes, and just like cannot conceptualize the notion of like, oh, maybe I overextended, maybe I shouldn't have said that, maybe like I am in the wrong and like misread the room. But no, instead it's like, I didn't misread the room, the entire room's dumb. Where the fuck is this thing? What is suspicious? Is it here? Are you oh, okay. All right, fair. That's a pretty suspicious parcel, I will admit. Bring the parcel to Subira. Mm-hmm. I can do that. Remember, it's rude to talk with your mouth full. Don't do that. Or you'll get yelled at by Subira. Badoop. Badoop indeed. Walrus, that chicken, my goodness. I'd make a great walrus. What animal should I be? What animal should I be? I think I'd be a good walrus. Beef. I could use some tusks. What if I want her to yell at me? I mean, I wouldn't mind getting yelled at by Subaru a little bit. Tea. Bring the parcel to Fed Mommy. Can do enthusiastically, but I will pet the dog along the way. Hello, Tao. Can we get some hype in chat for Tao being the best? Arf, arf, arf. How about some pets? Rough. All right. Can I get some, I need chat to help me out here. Are we gonna pat his head? Are we gonna scratch his neck? Are we gonna boop his nose? Or are we gonna tickle him? Spooky Toots, welcome in. Love your name. How's it going? Are we patting the head, scratching the neck, booping the nose, or tickling? We can only pick one. So you can boop the snoot. All of yes. No, gotta pick one. Boop. All right. All right. Grr, woof, woof, woof. Lick. I've been licked. I've been licked by the dog. Oh my goodness. Flynn's completely asleep right now. For anyone wondering the state of the actual dog, he is just conked the fuck out right now. My spirit animal is a manatee. Manatees are adorable. They bump into things and they're just like, oh, well, I'll go this way. They're the Roombas of the ocean. They just kind of go in one direction until they bump into something, and then they're like, oh, guess I'll go in a new direction. See what happens. Just gotta pull out my mini elephants as often as I can. Oh, wait. Do I get to say hi to my literal wife? Is she here? She's here! Hello, my literal wife. What's up?
You know what my dad actually does all day?
If boredom could kill, I'd be dead 1,000 times over already. If you're looking for my dad, he's in the office in the back. If you're looking for my mom, can I ask you why? Because I'd highly recommend you don't. What do you want? You want a spotted mantis. Elegant and cool. Plus they have knives for hands.
You're leaving already.
The thing about Kenyatta is I think I just love Erika Ishii. And I think Kenyatta is just her, is the thing. Where is Subira? Oh, she's not even in here. What's going on? Where'd you go? Bed mommy, get over here. Why do these elephants make horrifying sounds? All right, Fed Mommy. So for those who don't know why I'm calling her Fed Mommy, you're about to find out. So this is Fed Mommy. She's a Fed, but also, I mean... Look. Everyone has a price. That's all I'm saying, okay? I feel like I cannot be blamed. I feel like I get a pass on this one, okay? She may be a Fed, but like... Anyway. I found a suspicious parcel. Fascinating. Was this near the rumored drop spot? Yes. Submersible unicorns? Yo? Oh, narwhals, yeah. It would appear I was right. Someone is using an old trade route to smuggle flow... Puh, sorry. It's the chicken fighting back. Someone is using an old trade route to smuggle flow items from the city. Oh, shit? Thank you for covering this. I can think of a few ways you can thank me. She tucks the parcel away. Wait, are you... Maybe she is secretly the nefarious one? You're gonna open it? There's a time and a place for everything. I must first report back to the order. Before making my next move, they will advise me how to proceed. Thank you again for your cooperation in this investigation. Endeavorance, please accept this for your troubles. I don't know what I got, but sure. Green onions are a flavor necessity in many dishes, particularly the ones that include meat of some kind. If you happen to have any, I would like to include it in my next meal. That was the most surgically delivered line I've ever seen. And is exactly how I talk. Green onion is a flavor that I would like to optimize for in my next meal. That's exactly how I talk. All right. Quests. Main story. I'm still not ready to do that. Whale of a tail. Item procurement. Potato, buttons, fabric. I can do that. Let's go do that. Potato, buttons, and fabric. Well, buttons and fabric I think we can get from Gel. Let's go talk to him. Okay, see if he's done doing whatever nasty ass shit he's doing to some eels to make garments. Be like, hey dog, if you can stop stroking that eel for like a second, I could use a button. Swimdy out? It's actually been a lot less windy out near me recently. I have twice now been so inspired by how nice it's been recently that I chose to do yard work just for the fun of it. Just to be outside. All right, hi, Jill.
Wonderful to see you.
Do you sell buttons? No, you don't sell buttons here. I need to go to your freaking shop thing. Oh, this is also not the right place. What? Well, then where do I get buttons?
What a beautiful day.
Item Transfer says, I canceled my sub to boycott Amazon. Please know I still support and appreciate what you do. Absolutely no problem, and I 100% understand. And I'm not saying that you need to do this. I'm not saying that you need to do this because you've canceled your subscription by any means. But I do have a Patreon. And also, if you go to skh.news, there's 2 different options for paid support tiers. So if you do want to support me, that's a great way to do it. But again, no pressure. Like, you don't need to prove it. Hello. Hello, Ash Returns. What's up? Welcome in. Do you have any extra buttons? Could you be more specific? The best kind. Dog, a brass button gives a garment a completely different feel than a mother of pearl button. Look at me, preaching to an amateur. Yo, that's a sick outfit in the back there. Cool, thanks for the buttons.
You're still here.
Now I need fabric and a potato. How do you sub on Prime? If you have Amazon Prime and it's like linked or whatever to your Twitch account, you should see an option to just like subscribe with Prime in the subscribe dropdown. And you should definitely use those if you have it, because it's literally just money on the table otherwise. Like, you can just give... It's not a bunch. Like, it pays out less than a normal subscription, but it's like a few bucks that you can just give to someone. How do you dom on Prime? That's a really good question. So first, you get Amazon Prime, and then you search for the most embarrassing imaginable item. And when it gets delivered, you just maintain eye contact with the delivery guy. You look him dead in the peepers as he hands you a 47-foot dildo. And that's how you do that. I need a potato. Okay, well, there's potato seeds here. I'll have to go see if I have a potato back at the old my house. And then fabric, which I can get over here, I think. Okay. Oh, okay. Where's plus 63? Why is this place so empty? What the fuck? Why is this so empty? Who ransacked the furniture store? What's the plus 63 area code in phone numbers? Ooh, furniture mod kit. Don't mind if I do. Fabric. Cool. Now I need a potato, which I'm pretty sure I have. Go get that. Apparently my dumbass is already linked. Well, that I do not know. Vigorously takes notes. Look. I once bought a... I don't know if this is... I'm assuming I can say these following words on the internet. I once bought a silicone... I believe it was called a mega masturbator is the product category, because it was essentially a like somewhat life-sized torso with several holes, and I got it in college to put it in my friend's car in his back seat. It was like 3 or 4 of us. We pulled our money together, ordered this thing, and we wanted to prank our friend by having it in his back seat, and it melted in the summer heat in the back of his So there was a melted semi-human shaped torso oh my god.
Amazing.
Anyway, I learned the hard way that you are not actually able to delete your purchase history items off of your Amazon account. So in the event that you are going to buy something that you would rather not have staring you in the face every time you go look at your order history, maybe make a different account. I was the only one that had Prime at the time, so we used my account. Oh. All right, I need a potato. I don't have a potato. Wait, what? Prefix says, yo, I just want to pop in and say thank you for starting to upload content on YouTube. Well, you are absolutely welcome. Thank you for the support. It is very much appreciated. Do I have potatoes in here? I have been really happy with how things are going on YouTube recently. It's been really lovely to be embraced by a whole new community of folks who largely, it's a healthy mix of people who have never seen me before and people who have followed over from TikTok or like rediscovered me or something. And it's been really, really wonderful to like reach new people. But what's funny is I'm getting the whole, it's like I'm reliving the early days, right? Like I'm reliving the early days of when I was on TikTok and people were trying to make any kind of heads or tails of my vibe and my just general content, let alone the microphone that I use, which confounds a lot of people. And so I'm getting a lot of the comments from people again being like, I'm new here. What's with the object that he's holding? And I gotta hit him with the what crowbar. I also found you on YouTube and then followed you here. Well, thank you. And yeah, welcome to everybody who joined in from YouTube. Like YouTube is my primary focus these days. That's where my focus is now. And that is largely just for my own stability because it's very unstable out there right now. Very, very iffy. In the TikTok side of things. All right, I need to plant some potatoes. Let's do that so I can get a potato. But yeah, like I'm still posting to TikTok. It is not my primary focus right now. Like I'm posting there as I remember to do so because I can still get money from TikTok, which is cool. But like it's not necessarily about the money. It's about the long-term availability and ability to be able to actually engage with people. And I have found pretty quickly that YouTube is much better for actually engaging with my audience than TikTok because TikTok is just so ephemeral and you have no control over getting your content out to the people who follow you. So it's really refreshing to be able to post a video and people who follow me see it. What a concept. And From a Goblin says, I did a handful of videos on TikTok, but right now I'm exclusively focused on Twitch and figuring things out. I definitely don't envy people who try to grow on Twitch. And I've read, and I wouldn't repeat this because I don't fucking know. I've read that Twitch is not a good option for trying to grow. Like I've read that in modern day, the right way to do it is start somewhere else, build up an audience, and move over to Twitch and sort of bring them with you. And that's more or less what I've been doing. Because, I don't know, like TikTok is so good for discovery. Twitch is so bad for discovery. Especially if you're small already. Ooh, a Series 1 sticker pack. Wait, what? I got a lumberjack. Okay. I don't know what that means, but cool. Cool and or sweet. The discovery on TNO discovery on Twitch. There's no discovery on Twitch here? Is that what TNO means? There's no discovery on Twitch, yeah. What am I doing? Watering. I'm so manual about YouTube. 98% of the time, clicking on recommended videos is very rare and happens once every 3 to 4 months. I just live within my subscribed channels. Yeah, I had no idea how people use YouTube now. People use YouTube now as their like social network. Like, there are people who are on YouTube and basically no other social network, which is mind-boggling. Because like my engagement with YouTube, the way that I use YouTube has always been on the subscriber feed, on the subscriptions feed. Because like I subscribe to these channels, I want to see what they post and I want to watch them. That's why I've subscribed. That has always been my relationship with YouTube. And that is not how people do that anymore. And I almost exclusively watch YouTube on my TV, which I know is very weird. I know that I'm non-standard in that way. But I almost exclusively watch it just like via my PS5 on my TV while I'm like eating food or something. Which like I am not the average user there. So like I'm as a person who does not know how people use YouTube these days, I'm navigating being a creator on YouTube, and it's very strange for me. Ooh, fancy armchairs? Yo. Fancy armchair? Yeah. I'm also a TV person. I wish to God that Twitch had a TV app. It does. I don't know if it's on like all the smart TVs, but it generally does. Ooh, that's a fancy couch. I'm gonna make a fancy couch and go put it somewhere. Ooh, I got an achievement. Ooh, fancy shelf. Yo, fancy mirror. Oh, I can't. Oh, I need more glass. Where's the shelf? Where the fuck is the shelf? There it is. Let's make those. But what was I gonna say? The YouTube TV app is bad. It's really bad, and the reason for that is because there are exactly 3 people who use it, and that's me, Jada, and Langwell. And that's the entire list of people who use the TV app. And it's really shitty because like it combines how do I move stuff again? There we go. It combines the shorts subscriptions feed and the normal video subscriptions feed into one thing, like into one feed, which is awful. Like no one has ever wanted like opened up YouTube on their TV and been like, I really want the ability to see all of the shorts that have been posted right next to all of the long form videos because I want to watch shorts on my TV. No, ever. It's so bad. Oh, they're pretty. That's nice. Okay. This is a fun track. So I still need a potato. I think I can get a potato from the farm stand. Is that... Does anyone know if that's true? Does the farm stand sell potatoes? Because I just need a fucking potato. That's all I've ever wanted. I want to disable shorts. Short form content is just brain rot. There was a study recently about the effects of short form video on the brain. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Short form video effects on brain. Mobile phone short video use negatively impacts attention functions, according to an EEG study. The pervasive nature of short-form video platforms has seamlessly integrated into the daily routines, yet it is important to recognize their potential adverse effects on both physical and mental health. Prior research has identified a detrimental impact of excessive short-form video consumption on attentional behavior, but the underlying neural mechanisms remain unexplored. In this study, we aim to investigate the effect of short-form video use on attentional functions measured throughout the attention network test. Long story short, this study dug into what people's brains did when they watched a lot of short-form video, and it's not good. It's not great. It actually rewires your brain. Like it literally enlarges and shrinks different parts of your brain that are associated with like satisfaction. Like it basically makes it so that you require more immediate satisfaction in your life in general. Otherwise, you like will have cognitive effects. Isn't it worse for people with ADHD? I'm not sure. I didn't read that deeply into the thing. But I mean, short form it's such a weird minefield because is it the videos or is it the echo chamber or is it the algorithm? It could be anything. I think a really dangerous thing right now is because people tend to consume short form content in just like whenever they are left alone with their thoughts. Like people don't want to have to pay attention to things, so they just like pull out their phone for a bit and scroll, right? That's all that's really happening. But in doing so, we are now casually just like putting forth dangerous shit and associating that with like being bored. So there's like a lot of people recently especially talking about this just cavalcade of gooner content being shown to men on social media apps, especially short form video. And I am by no means immune. I try to hit dislike whenever I see like excessive thirst traps. If it's like a person who doesn't otherwise just exclusively do thirst traps and they just like post a thirst trap, like whatever, sure, be hot. But like an account whose entire thing is to essentially obviously lure people into like gooning, it's not a healthy thing to fill all of your voids with that. It's just not. Okay, cool. I did 2 quests. That's more quests than I think I've ever done on stream, so I'm proud of myself for actually sticking with it. But now I'm just going to go mine a bunch of materials, because that's what my brain actually wants to do. I just want to fucking smooth brain and hit things with a pickaxe. So let's go do that.
Coco Village.
Coco Village. Not me having to have multiple forms of media to prevent the possibility of a thought occurring. I mean, yeah, it's... I get it. It's real. But it's... The thing that gets me is the use of short form video to keep yourself from focusing on just how bad everything is. Like, at some point you do need to process things a little bit, and I think people are way too comfortable with, one, an algorithm handing them video after video after video, and two, requiring those videos to make them feel like they are insiders. Like, there's so many people who are like, oh yeah, I have to keep scrolling on TikTok because if I don't, then I won't know what's going on in the world. Because they've associated scrolling on TikTok with communication, which is not really the same. And it's really distressing when I see people say, like, oh my god, if it wasn't for TikTok, I would have never known about, you know, XYZ very important thing. And it's like, that's kind of spooky, my guy. Like, you can really easily look at any news app, any news website, just look at like the home screen of like an Android phone or whatever. They've got like trending articles and shit like that. Like, you can just look at things. You don't need to scroll until you happen upon someone who tells you a thing, especially because short form video algorithms are not good at disseminating information in a timely manner. I get people engaging with content that they saw for the first time that I posted over a year ago, and they're like, why am I just now seeing this? Because the algorithm is just looking for things to give you. That's it. It doesn't care about time as much as it cares about you being in the app. I'm gonna kill this thing. I'm gonna kill it good. No, I'm not killing it. Oh no, it got away. Oh my god. Where'd you go? You in here? Nope, can't chop that tree. Well, fuck. I guess I suck. I'm gonna go back to mining. I'm bad at killing things. Prefix says, I do Uber driving whenever I'm bored, and there's a significant number of college students that just want to be TikTok influencers. Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the things, right? Like the students will be like, I want to grow up to be an influencer. Ooh, what's this? When I lose myself in the sky, I remember how even small things can make a big impact. They're talking about dicks. What was I saying? Brain rot? Endeavorance makes great background noise? Uh-oh. No, I don't. Make great foreground noise. No, I absolutely... I'm here to be background noise, let's be real. God, I had a point that I was going to make before I talked about dicks, but then I forgot. Oh well. For me, short form is what stresses me out. Watching people play games is soothing. I like short form. I still scroll on TikTok constantly. I just know when I need to stop, and I am very discerning about what I actually sit on. Like, I scroll... I want to say, like, my For You page, especially on TikTok right now, I probably scroll past 80% of the videos, 90% of the videos. What is this? Why can't I pick up this tattered schematic? Must be a quest for later. But I scroll past so many videos on TikTok these days because I just don't give a shit. I just truly don't care. And like, I have to be in the right mood for what I want to see. And since on TikTok, you're usually just being shown whatever they want to show you, sometimes it just doesn't align and doesn't know where I want to be right now. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm done here. I watch the stream while working and it's the highlight of my work week. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. I hope I can make people's work days a little bit better. Here and there. I put on your old VOD even when I'm doing stuff. Even with ADHD meds, I need something else to help me focus. Plus, I hate silence 100%. Absolutely. I cannot deal with silence. I have to have, especially when sleeping, I have to have a white noise machine. But even just like living waking hours, I will have a fan blowing at all times. Because if it's just silent in the room, I can hear my body. I don't want to hear my body. I don't want to hear the noises coming from my body. I'm good, actually. My own mouth sounds will trigger my misophonia and just cause me to go into a blind rage. I will Hulk out, essentially. If I can hear, if it's too quiet. Prefix says, speaking of work, micro rant, if this process could die, that would be great, for fuck's sake. Agreed. Fuck processes. I'm not doing a very good job of finding mining nodes. Whew. Yawn. I don't want to hear the noises coming from anywhere when I sleep. Okay, so Fed Mommy is great. Kenyatta is great. But for those who have not yet met Tamala.
Hello there, darling.
Oh my god. Chat. I always wonder how many other worlds are up there in the stars. I mean, if they're a Gremlican, who knows what other civilizations we'll find in the stars. Oh, the hips. The finger on the lip. The streak of gray in the hair. It's... Oh. I'm gonna have a heart attack, y'all. Okay. Oh, and she wants power? Heat root is a useful little spice. Useful in brews and adds a kick of flavor to the concoction. Alright, I will find you a heat root, my love. This is how I know I'm Demi. What, because you look at her and you're not immediately like, I need to be in a long-term committed relationship with that. Who am I kidding? I'd be perfectly happy with just 4 minutes of a good time. Let's be real. People who are demi, like, y'all are the heroes in this world. Let me tell you. I see hot and I'm like, ugh! And it's a problem. But I know plenty of people who are demi, and it's hysterical because especially if a demi person is themselves very attractive, it is hilarious when people are trying to like bump up against that barrier of like trying to get with them, and they're like, what are you doing? What is this? I guess I say funny because it doesn't happen to me, but still. 4 minutes is awfully optimistic. I want iron. Where the fuck did all the iron go? Excessive thirst traps are bad. Also, well, okay, look. I'm a giant fucking hypocrite. What can I say? And that's not my fault. Okay? You can't change who you are. I would never lie to you. And what I'm telling you is, I'm a fucking horn dog. Any reason you don't multicast on YouTube? Yes. The only reason right now is the integrations. I feel very weird about streaming to YouTube without having done the work to actually be able to support interacting and engaging with the people who are watching on YouTube. I'm sure that that's not that important, and I'm probably over-indexing on that. But I've been waiting until I have the time to add support for like first-party support for YouTube chat in my stream, so that I can interact with both places and not feel like one is more than the other. I probably should get over myself and just cross-stream to YouTube and say, if you want to join the chat, come to Twitch. But you know me, I'm dumb. Is your overlay OSS? I'm assuming you mean open source software. It is complicated. I am in part, and in the future, yes. I am building. Ooh, Pallium. I'm building a system that is hopefully going to empower anybody in my community to use this kind of a chat in any Twitch overlay. But beyond that, help connect the disparate platforms. You know, we're talking about Twitch, we're talking about YouTube, Blue Sky, Mastodon, all of these platforms. I'm working on a system specifically for my community and people in my community to bridge the gaps between all those platforms in a pretty manageable way. And I'm hoping to be able to release some like open source projects that people can hack on and build on top of that. And that's what this is it's built on top of that. This is like my internal testing of that. Can't do something 100%. It's not worth doing. Me to my therapist last week. Kev, I would love to share that sentiment. The problem is, well, I do share that sentiment. The problem is, I always believe I can do it 100% until I start doing it, and then it's too late. I've already started it, and I can't. Whoopsie-doopsels. That's a pretty common routine for me, I will say. Several of us saw you on YouTube and followed the candy to Twitch. It's a viable option. Yeah, it's just a matter of like, you know, sustainability. I'm growing much more on YouTube than I am on Twitch, and I know there's... My dog is flying. My dog is flying. I'm gonna wait for him to sploot in the air, actually. You gonna sploot in the air? You can do it? There it is. All right. I'm growing much more on YouTube than I am on Twitch, and I want to make sure that the people on YouTube... Oops, we are out of music. Are getting an experience that they deserve. I really don't like giving people shitty, like an afterthought level of an experience, right? Like, as I was doing Stuff Keeps Happening and I was doing, you know, a 50-50 on YouTube and TikTok, I specifically formatted the show to be able to break it down so that it felt like native content on both YouTube and TikTok, because I don't and the podcast. Like, I don't want to have people feel like I'm just cheaply reposting everything. So like I specifically go through and edit stuff keeps happening for the podcast version to usually I try to make sure that there's no moments in the audio version that imply that you're just listening to the audio of a video. So like if I have a part in the video where I reference, visual stuff on the screen, I make sure to remove those. And I remove some of the gags. Like there's not the weather gag in the podcast. It has a different gag instead. So I do try to do tailor things to their platform because I really feel like that's important. And I don't want to just sort of be like, hey, I'm going to throw a stream over here, and if you watch it and have something to say, fuck you. Like, no, I care about you. You're here because you like my content, and I just want you to feel like a part of this community. And if I can't do that, I'd rather just, wait. But I also famously am terrible about getting in my own way in terms of growth as a creator. And this is exactly why. I need to not care about this. If I wanted to actually grow as a creator, I should do things and then improve it over time, but I should give people the content that they're asking for. But instead, I'm like, no, I have this really complicated reason why I need to wait instead of investing in my own community growth. And I kind of do that way too much. What? Where's my fucking wood? Do you just get the wood now? No? What happened to my wood? Where'd it go? I cut tree and got no wood. Now I'm sad. Forever. It's important to have a balance of both, yeah. Oh. Compass. Okay. Did it glitch out and drop way up in the sky? Sure seems like it. Sure seems like it glitched out and dropped wood up in the air. No! No! Oh. Tragic. Extremely tragic. I just wanted to climb the wall in my hot pants. That's all. Yeah, it just dropped. I can't. This is some bullshit. I'm so sad right now. I'm gonna kill an animal. There. Now I feel better. I don't actually feel better. These guys are cute and don't deserve to be shot, but they are made of drops, so unfortunately for them. It's like when you don't want to kill an NPC, but unfortunately they're made of golden experience. So it's like, well, should have thought about that before you stood here. Wow, I'm awful. I'm so bad. I want to do a new Baldur's Gate run at some point. Doing a solo Sticky Fingers, single character run at some point. I was doing the run with Duke Pepperbottom and kind of abandoned that when I had a mental breakdown, but maybe I'll take that back sometime or get back to that at some point. The other thing that I really want to do and keep dragging my feet on, and again, famously getting in my own damn way, I really need to hire an editor. And I also might look into hiring a research assistant and maybe a graphic artist of some kind. If you are a person who does that and you're in my chat and you want to volunteer, I appreciate it. Please don't do that. I, want to make sure that I reach out and give everybody a fair shake at applying. So I don't want to just take the first volunteer. And two, I don't want to not pay people. It's going to be it's a contracting work thing, not a volunteering thing, because, and this is true, people deserve to get paid for their work, and that includes artists. So whenever I finally get out of my own way, I'm planning on making a submission form for people who might want to work with me on stuff. So yeah, but I'll post that, and I'll be sure to ping the Discord and whatnot. So if you do want to do that, and you think that you might be a good fit for like an editor or research assistant or graphic artist or something like that, keep a lookout for that, maybe in the next few weeks. Broke anyway, that doesn't change anything. Wait. But I'm saying I want to pay people is the thing. I want to pay a person for the work that they're doing is what I'm saying. Cryptid says, what are we discussing? We are discussing a lot of different random topics. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Sort of like running around doing whatever in Palea and saying words. Crab, get in my pocket. Thank you. Artists are supposed to get paid? Oh yeah, it's a wild concept, but turns out the answer is yes. I'm just saying words. Crap. Just an exposure, right? Y'all, the number of times as a software developer, the number of times that I've had somebody come to me and be like, I've got this great idea. It's going to be the next Facebook. I just need someone to code it and build it and design it and launch it and maintain it. And they can have, I'll pay you with equity, but I promise it's going to do really well. Like, no. Thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, nonstop, especially throughout college, because they think that you can't think for yourself or whatever. It's really bad. And the ideas were always fucking trash. And it's like, this is gonna be the next Facebook. Okay, what's it do? The stuff that Facebook does. Like, then it's not gonna be the next Facebook, my guy. I don't know. You're just making a Facebook clone. I applied for a job who wanted to pay me in stocks and crypto. That's among the biggest red flags I can imagine for a company. Now, taking stock as a portion of your total compensation where you're otherwise also getting a salary, or I have known some people who actually chose to like forego more salary to get more stock because they felt like the stock was going to be more valuable, and sometimes that pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but get a salary, like get money first. Don't let a company ever be like, oh, well, you know, we're going to pay you below minimum wage, but you're going to get stock. And we don't know when it's going to be liquid. Yeah, FYI, to people who haven't done this before. Excuse me. Stock doesn't always mean you can sell it. In fact, most of the time, especially now, if a company, especially in the tech field, offers stock, they're usually offering RSUs, which are essentially a pinky swear that you will get stock when the company goes public. Which means that it's literal monopoly money until then and holds no actual value until the company goes public, in which case it becomes stock and you can sell it. So there's usually a bunch of legal stipulations around it. There's usually like, for me, I can say I had a bunch of RSUs at the financial technology company that I worked at, and they waited so long to go public. If they had gone public during like the middle of the pandemic, I might never have had to work again. That's the amount of money that we're talking about. And then they just completely fucking beefed it and waited way too long and pissed everyone off because they were like, nah, we're gonna keep trying to ride this wave. And then they rode the wave right through the entirety of the peak of the pandemic, and the stock price went back down to much less, not never working again kind of money. So what happened was this company had issued RSUs to everybody, and these RSUs, again, it's monopoly money. But if you are a reputable company and you issue RSUs, they can expire eventually. RSUs can expire. So there were people at this company whose like promised stock was going to expire in less than a year. And that would be a death blow for that company's reputation. If you became known as the company that promised their earliest employees that they're going to have a big payday as long as they remain like loyal to the company, stay at the company, because the way that stock works is you only actually get it if you stay at the company for a long period of time. It vests over time. So it's like you don't get any stock until after your first year, and then you get like a little bit of stock every year after that. If you're a company that's like, yeah, we use that to hire employees and then let their stocks expire so they were never made whole, you're done. So this company was like, okay, well, we don't want to go public, but the only way we can pay out these stocks is if we do go public, but we don't want to go public. So what do we do? So what they did was raised an outrageous amount of money privately from like private investors, just tons of billionaires, to pay off all of the employees that had RSUs to make the problem go away. So it was not the company didn't go public, but they just bought all of our RSUs off of us at a rate that was still, again, far lower than the peak. And all done. Like, we're good now. So if you ever go to a company and they offer you stock compensation, read the fine print. Really read the fine print. And make sure you know under exactly what situation you're going to get that money. Hello. Hello, Mercy Zero. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoyed my ramble about the logistics of getting stock compensation in salaried fields. Welcome. I'm glad it was follow-worthy. Also, voting stock versus non-voting stock. Oh, God, that had a lot of dogs in it. Ooh, and a bee. Wait. Come here. Wait, come here. Wait. Come here. No. It went away forever. I'm sad. And maybe know the future to know if the stock market is going to tumble by 1,000 points in the near future. Yeah, don't look at your 401k if you have one, by the way. Don't do that. And if you don't have a 401k, don't look at anything. Just close your eyes. Can I get this by myself, please? Please? Can't catch a bug to save my life. It's true, though. Okay, no, I cannot catch this by myself, or do this by myself. Flow tree. Where the fuck am I? D3. FT D3. Am I even saying words? Whatever. I don't actually... Whatever. Cruelty is the point. I'm seeing a lot of hot takes about the current market crash. I'm seeing a lot of people say that it's intentional. I'm seeing a lot of people say that Elon Musk is doing this on purpose to devalue his stock so he can buy more or something. I've also seen people on the other side. This is hilarious and pretty sad. I've seen a bunch of Elon stans fighting for their fucking lives to explain why he's still amazing and rich and worth looking up to, even though he just lost like over $100 billion of his net worth. I've seen Elon stans legitimately make the argument that like he didn't actually lose all that much money because he's big brain and like made some market move that prevented him from actually losing a bunch of value from his stock, and that people are just making up the fact that he has a bunch of Tesla stock. And it's like, my guy, he is infamous for having like basically no liquidity because all of his finances are tied up in Tesla stock. And the only reason he's as rich as he is, in air quotes, is because Tesla is horrendously overvalued as a company. And yesterday we saw them drop like 15% down to a 45% loss in value so far this year. Like, I want to say that again, just so people understand. Tesla stock has lost 45% of its value since January 1 so far this year. Whereas a bunch of investors were hopeful that Musk was going to be able to exploit his position with his proximity to Trump to make a bunch more money and make the stock number go up. He has just succeeded in pissing off the entire planet. Like, there are now articles out about how politicians in other countries are having massive spikes in popularity by just ripping on Trump. Even like formerly Trump-aligned politicians in Canada are now turning around and like dunking on Trump, and they're watching their approval ratings just skyrocket. In Canada, let me pull this up. In Canada, the Conservative Party of Canada was looking poised to win their next election. And then Trump came into office and started doing all of his bullshit. And the Liberal Party in Canada is seeing a like 9/11 style spike in approval. Canadian Party approval charts. Let me see if I can find. 338 Canada. That's probably, is this their 538? How do I find federal parties? No. Federal polls? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. So blue is here. Blue is conservative and red is liberal. Look at the trend lines. The conservatives were on pace to just trounce them. And then Trump came into office and people were like, wait, actually conservatives are fucking morons. Wait a minute. This is terrible for everyone. What? And like countries around the world are just dunking on Trump for easy points because no one on this fucking planet likes him. Which is why I'm like, I really think that the bots are out in force. Like, I really, really, truly believe that the majority of like pro-Trump crazies that we're seeing in replies are just farms, are just content bot farms. I'm not saying that pro-Trump people don't exist. I'm not even saying that they're rare. The internet is flooded with weird comments about just unilaterally loving every single thing that he does. And it's always in videos of people criticizing obviously terrible things. It'll be like, hey, Trump canceled research funding for children with cancer. Or, hey, he's doing this thing that is removing healthcare from veterans. And people are like, hey, this is obviously dumb. And then there will be a reply to that comment from somebody with no profile picture that just says, we love you, President Trump, heart, 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 heart. And it's like, what is this? Like, what is this? Either you're a person whose life is sitting around intentionally finding content that you disagree with and posting contrarian comments because you think that's doing something, or far more likely, there's a person sitting at a desk somewhere with a computer connected to like 40 cell phones, just automating the process of trying to make people angry. And that works. It gives the sense that there are more people than just the weirdos who are supporting this guy. And that's how you end up with people thinking that 50% of Americans voted for him, when that's not even remotely true. It's like 22% of Americans voted for him. So that's my thesis. And at the same time, it's really, really concerning that like I or anyone else who is a left-leaning person will be like, man, I really just want to see a world where me, the people I love, and the countrymen that I don't even know are safe, healthy, housed, and fed. That is what I want in this world. And that's true for me. That's basically my ideology. That is, I can summarize my ideology as I don't subscribe to scripture. I do not subscribe to a preordained book. I don't see Marx as a deity like some people do. I don't care about that side. I want humans to be safe, healthy, and fed. And people will be like, oh, you fucking terrible, blah, blah, blah. Like, what? All I want is for you to be happy and healthy. I want for you and the people you love to be healthy and fed and live a comfortable life. I want your paycheck to be higher. I want your healthcare to be easier to navigate. I want you to have more time to spend with your family on vacations. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for you. Like, yeah, I want it for me, but it's not because I want a handout. I want you to be more comfortable. I don't care what your views are. I'm not saying that I want like certain types of people to have these benefits. I'm saying you, whoever is hearing this, I want you to have a better life. That's it. I don't know what else to say about it. My dad used the justification of, we don't have a common consensus around trans people, so I don't approve of you being trans. And that common consensus could easily be purely from bot hate. It's so dangerous. One, that's horrific, and I'm very sad that you had to deal with that. Two, yes, absolutely. The trans hatred, I refuse to believe is not primarily astroturfed. There are not enough trans people in this country for the amount of people who are mad about trans people to have had a meaningful interaction that gives them a legitimate reason. Not legitimate. There's not a legitimate reason to hate trans people, but gives them a reason that they think is legitimate to hate trans people. Otherwise, they're just hating people they've been told to hate, which is a thing that happens frequently. That's why ICE is doing raids in liberal-leaning cities. Like, ICE is targeting primarily sanctuary cities and liberal cities because they've been the people who want to see that happen have been told for decades now that the people in these places are evil and deserve to be punished, because that's just how evangelical Christianity functions. And so they're happy watching on TV as their own countrymen are being tormented. As you know, recently with Mohammed, it's he got abducted by ICE despite being a legal resident with a citizen wife who's 8 months pregnant, and ICE just detained him with no warrant, with no charges, and brought him to a random detention facility in Louisiana, and we don't know where the fuck he is now. And that was manufactured because there have been people in this country who have just been told to arbitrarily hate their own countrymen based on if they live in a city. So, just don't hate by default. It's a huge waste. If something isn't for you, then just don't deal with it. Go do something else. You don't like trans people? That's a fucking weird ass take to have, but how many trans people are in your life? Probably not a lot, based on the statistics. You probably are okay going through most of your life without dealing with this group of people. If that's really the hill you want to die on, is being upset about people doing something in their life that makes them feel better about being who they feel like they are in public. Oh no, like, do you wear a sports jersey? I guess it's not really the same thing. I don't want to trivialize being trans, but like, anyway, I've returned. How goes the palea? I'm hitting trees, is how the palea goes. Hitting trees and ranting about why people should be more respectful and positive to each other. And if they do that with a legal resident, it's not a huge leap to a natural-born citizen. Yeah, I was crashing out for about an hour last night. I posted a vibe check in Discord saying that, like, I had a good day except for like an hour of oof. It's because, like, I was reading more into what happened there, and like, Trump also came out and stated that this abduction was, quote, the first of many, is the way he put it. Like, human rights organizations are freaking the fuck out because America has just black-bagged a random dude off of a college campus for expressing dissent. His crime was being an activist at a protest. So the US government has disappeared a man with an 8 months pregnant US citizen wife who is here legally not even on a visa, on a green card. He's here legally. And they disappeared him with no charges. He's not charged with a crime. But ICE took him and brought him to a detention facility in Louisiana. That is the country that we actively live in right now. And Trump said this is just the beginning. So our sitting president and our current administration is gleefully and excitedly bragging about how they are going to be disappearing more people who disagree with them. And yes, there's going to be edgelord assholes who are like, yeah, good, I don't care. They should get out of my country. Those people don't matter. Those people do not matter, and they are not the average person. Again, a lot of that's going to be bots, first of all, just stirring the pot. A lot of that's going to be bots making you feel isolated. Bots want you to feel hopeless and helpless. They want you to feel as though it is the entirety of the world against you by making it look like there are so many more people who support these atrocities than there actually are. Again, I would say make sure before you believe anything that someone writes on the internet, if they don't have a profile picture and a custom username, they are probably not real. But yeah, like this is where a military coup is needed, right? Like if this guy is going to be like, we are going to continue disappearing people and fuck you, like that is a complete abdication of the First Amendment. And the only, like, if he's going to gleefully lean into that, at what point does the military step in and do a thing, you know? But anyway, now's a good time to remind you, if ICE is anywhere nearby, they need a warrant. They need a warrant. And if they try to force their way in without a warrant, which they probably will because they are the literal SS, they are Nazis. ICE agents are Nazis. They are SS. They are the stormtroopers that go in and abduct people to round them up into camps and do God knows what with them from there. That is who these people are. They should have a warrant, and even if they have a warrant, do not give them a shred of peace. There was a second protester at Columbia University who was going to be abducted last night. And wasn't because the student union protected her. They requested a warrant when the ICE agents showed up. The ICE agents did not have a warrant. They did not have a reason to be arresting her. Again, no crime, no anything. They didn't have a reason to be there, and they had no warrant. They just had a tip that there was, whatever propaganda here. They got turned away, and the person is, as of last I saw, not disappeared. But like even the guy that got disappeared, like he knew it was going to happen. A bunch of pro-Israel protesters doxed him to the government and said like, "Hey, there's a pro-Palestinian protester living here." And then he called multiple agencies for help. He was like, "I think I might be targeted by ICE soon." And then that's exactly what happened the next day. Anyway, I'm not trying to like veer into terrifying territory, but it's important to know what's going on, and it's important to be clear-eyed as like we experience this, because we are already at this point. It is not speculation, it is not hyperbole. A legal resident of the United States has been abducted by the US government and is being held in a location that was undisclosed for quite some time until people started to actually dig into it, whose wife is 8 months pregnant and a US citizen and does not know where her husband is. That is what our own government is doing to its people. That is already happening. So I'm going to stop there because I don't want to spiral either. But don't ever let someone tell you that you're overreacting to any of this, ever. Because all they're trying, like that comes from a place of them being too scared to accept reality. And if they acknowledge that you are not overreacting, that's a nice seam in the world right there. If they acknowledge that you're not overreacting, then they have to unpack everything that you have probably spent years unpacking. Think about how many painful truths you've had to internalize and move past over however many years. There's a lot of people who haven't done that. And reality is giving them fewer and fewer ways to ignore it. And so if you are the thing that's going to push them over the edge, they are going to push back because they don't want to, because it's a psychiatric defense mechanism. It's not even really their fault. It is quite literally a survival instinct to push back on things that completely subvert your worldview, because your worldview is built by community and understanding. And if your community and understanding is not what you thought it was, your life is going to be in shambles for a bit. So What's that road, or what's that quote flying around? The road to fascism is lined with people who will accuse you of overreacting. Yeah, it's... If you're saying, hey, this is fascism, and they're like, oh, everybody calls everything fascism. We are at the definition now. Like, okay. Wood. Wood. It's wood. Craft some planks. Probably sell more of the wood, actually. 460. Oh, wow. That does not sell for a lot, huh? Let's sell my crabs. Ooh, a forager. I got a rare decor? I got a forager basket? Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's cute. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna put it right in the middle. Steak move. Okay, steak dinner. Get out of here. Okay. Perfect. Oh, it's really good. Oh, it's so good. Hell yeah. All right. I'm going to stop it there. I'm probably going to close up the stream because I didn't realize that I've been streaming for over 3.5 hours. My video just got all messed up for a second there. Anyway, I can hydrate one last time. I'm going to wrap it up. Yep. I'm really happy that I streamed for as long as I did today, actually. I'm really not loving when I can't even make it 2 hours on a stream if I'm like not doing great that day, but today I'm doing pretty good. So thank you all so much for being here. Cryptid says, hey Dev, can I say thanks for being a loud voice that lets us know we aren't alone in our thoughts? Absolutely, and I will continue to be a loud voice to remind you that you are not the odd one out here. If you are a person that wants other people to be happy, healthy, and safe, you are not crazy. You are just a human being with a functioning brain. This species literally evolved to work together. That is what our brains evolved to do. And so people who are trying to push back and push away from other people are the odd ones out, definitionally. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here. This was a wonderful stream. Y'all are always super, super great. Could you do this again tomorrow? I like this crowd. I'm not scheduled to stream tomorrow, but I was about to say my streaming schedule is Tuesday and Thursday starting at 11 a.m. US Eastern, and then also whenever I find time to do so. So I'm not saying I will definitely not stream tomorrow, but I don't know if I will. So just look out for notifications. If you're not in my Discord, you should definitely join it, especially if you like this community. It is very active. There's a bunch of people there. There's so much going on in there. Lots of great stuff. Check out my Patreon. There it is. If you want to support my work, help me keep this all independent. I do everything I can to not have to rely on like ads and shilling products too much. So the more direct community support, the better, because that gives me the space to be able to like speak my mind and not worry about if advertisers will drop me or something. That's all I'm going to plug right now. That's good. I'm gonna head out. Here's one more look at the dog. There's the boy. Oh, stretch. Take care. Be well. I will see you all the next time that I exist. Bye-bye.